Welcome back to Memento Mori. Session 14. Tim Coron's back. Sarah's out sick.
Oh, we're starting.
Yeah, why not? I just started.
You need to do a countdown.
I
was like,
just
Just like we're doing it live.
I just thought it'd be good to go.
we don't have
so.
got a bunch of shit on the table still.
man.
Yeah, it's all good. So Sarah's out. Tim's back. Let's roll some initiative.
Yeah, maybe I'll roll more than a 2.
I know. Oh my God.
3.
Oh my God. Did you
It was more.
bonuses
It was
change?
more.
It
You asked
was
for more.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
You were
terrible.
not
Mine's
specific.
terrible too. So.
You were not specific, sir.
Did you
I was
adjust
not.
your primary attribute bonuses to everybody? If you change your
I-
stats, you have to change those too. Impacts every.
I'm just glad that you saw that. Like it wasn't just
I
me
know.
making stuff up.
You can remove equal style if she's not there. Oh, you
Yeah,
did.
I put her over here.
Okay.
Where are we at, Mr. Killjoy?
11.
11.
Rule
At
it
least
up in
I'm
the
double
world.
digits.
Hey, it's the same as before. Chuckles off.
I can't be.
Okay, well,
13.
she's not paying. Sabella's not paying attention to me.
13.
13.
Nope. 15.
She was too busy
Sorry.
rubbing it in my face.
Oh, well, you're not even changing.
Yeah,
I got a
so
15
you're
as
welcome.
well. Who's the highest?
Perception is 6.
Jeez.
All right, roll it off, kids.
Roll off.
2.
8.
Do,
Okay.
do, do.
15 A and B. That's how we're doing it, right?
Yep,
Sure.
works.
Okay.
That works.
Roll d6. Let's do some coins tonight.
I got a 1.
2.
6.
Which is always one of us.
I have to.
Let's roll.
3.
Rock and roll. Roll d6, Tim. Did you get a
4.
I
Cool.
couldn't remember which one was 6.
Yeah, I was
yeah,
like,
don't roll that one. Oh yeah, it's the raising flag and the star. The star of. I'm surprised you all haven't taken those dice yet. You need to take the 6-siders I handed out because they're more heavily weighted toward rolling 6s for me.
What 6s are we doing? Oh, those. Okay.
I'm just kidding. They're not. Wouldn't that be a gas though?
yeah.
Somebody creates a starter kit and like weights the dice to
weights the
roll
dice.
well.
6.
And then they get you obsessed with the game because you're like, wow, I do so well in this game.
I
Like,
know.
I'm going to go out and buy my own custom dice and roll like garbage.
I know. Can you imagine that any starter kit would do that?
No. That'd be so terrible.
That would be terrible.
Yeah.
So we're back to session 14. Yeah.
Did I miss something
Why does this feel like
in the
a
week that I was
conspiracy
gone?
theory?
Yeah, it's like.
No.
This is
Industry
like you need a
insight.
starter box for the dice.
I know. It's crazy. So
Look
we.
good for the game.
That's right. Great for the, what's good for the game is good for the game. Yeah. So we're back. It is session 14. Let's pick up where we left off last time. We kind of did a lot of just like kind of cleanup. I think it was kind of
We
like
did.
it's the post.
It was the turning the quests part.
That's right.
session.
That's right. It's checking off the quest bar. That's right. Let's talk about what happened.
The fast travel session.
Yeah, so we were able to get out of the sewers after quite a while. Hiram had a bit of a experience down below
He did.
with another dream? Question mark with the friendly spider. Although this time I do believe he aimed to memorize it, so that's good. We got out. We've been spreading the rumor that the coins are cursed, that they should be thrown down the well. That less.
Is it working?
Yeah.
It seems to be. Yeah, like slowly. Like when we came back to go up, we noticed a number of bitten pieces thrown down the well. And
Nice.
So, yeah. And then we went to the doctor. We got patched up. We left the big giant rat with him, and the night soil corpse that we found. We left with him as well. We turned in, or we.
Met with Arlo Stuhlman.
Yeah, we met with Stuhlman. Kind of talked to him about the big giant rats, potentially about flooding the underneath city to help flush things out. Yeah, and he's really appreciative that we brought the Night Soul person back. And yeah, so we got some coins. He wants the giant rat to mount on his wall.
He invited us to the funeral of the woman.
Yeah,
that
and
brought
at his
back.
funeral. Yeah, I don't think we did any shopping. We did some showering and bathing, though, when we went back to Big Quarry's.
You did. Smell like shit.
Yeah, we smelled shit.
Waste of money. It's raining.
That's what you kept saying.
Isabella was able to finish training the dogs that we had rescued from.
I have another puppy.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yep. Another puppers. And
I still don't have a sheet for him.
I'm getting it for you right now.
Oh, okay, cool.
and then we kind of discussed, so what do we do from here?
And that started a kind of a conversation with Hiram,
Yeah.
in fact. How'd that go? What happened?
I told my prophecy, and we tried to just, pick it apart. Decided to try to figure out what to do next.
That's right. 'Cause we know that the only person who's receiving dreams is Hiram.
But are they waking dreams, or are they actually dreams where you sleep? Oh, okay. A little bit of both. Just gonna go with both.
Yeah.
Both them all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both all of them, as Dan would say.
Both all. That's when you have 3 or more.
Well, he's had 3 or
Both
more
of all
dreams.
is 2. Both all of them is 3 or more.
He's had 3 dreams, right?
So we were kind of like talking about what we need to do next.
But something was handed to Hiram too in the streets.
Yeah, someone left a letter with Ethel Flowers to hand deliver to Hiram.
Would you hand that to Tim? Would you grab that for?
This is not the printer you're looking for.
That's right. It's just the top sheet only,
Top
not
sheet.
the bottom one. Yeah. Perfect.
Puppy.
Yeah. So he received a letter, a mysterious letter that Ethel gave to him. Who gave it to her?
It was a hooded woman. It was a very cryptic message. The company's promised to be good, but took far more than good folk should. The Lockwood withers as they take, and the Druids made a grave mistake.
Well, I'm not gonna rhyme, so.
What was the
Where's our smart
what was the
folks?
dream he received? Like, what were the words?
The puppy's cry brought you forth, but can you complete the hero's course? Find the quest where rains make riches, where Cheswick's only son vanishes, where miners aren't allowed to go, where gardens of Hermosty grow, where woodsmen hunger for escape, where screams keep farmers wide awake, where tools and materials disappear, where a miner died in fear, or where a postal thief interferes. Face these tests to reveal more verses to end the eternal night. Curse of curses.
So
Cryptic bullshit.
where can miners not go? I thought we've already been in the sewers.
But they kind of
We followed
discovered
the rats and
well,
the money.
they were talking about that. They picked up the Engager, a copy of the Slaughter Pine Engager. And what was the front story?
Plot hook.
Extra, read all about it.
Borgo Cheswick was missing.
Yeah, there was that, and then another story about the Spring Heel Jack.
Yeah, the vigilante that's going across the dregs and saving people or hurting people. Can't tell.
Robbing people, a little bit of everything. It's all good.
Can't tell if he's good or not. Kind of like us.
Some of the stories are good, some are bad.
Neutral.
We're good people.
We're just
Maybe
about
he's
as
robbing from
neutral
the
as
rich
it
and
gets.
giving to the poor. I mean, there were rich people there that are slumming it, right?
I mean, let's just be straight. We're about as neutral as it gets,
No,
guys.
we're good people.
We're good people, all right?
Good people.
Okay.
My family.
We're good adjacent. Like, kind of close.
We're aligned with good in a fashion, right?
Like parallel.
Yeah.
We're not gonna quite meet.
Opportunists. Where there's darkness, there's opportunity.
Have we killed anybody? Yes, but they were all bad.
But they all deserved it.
We think.
They were all bad. They all tried to kill us first.
Good thing.
Yeah. Okay. Not all of us have only tried to kill people that try to kill us first.
There you go.
I mean, there were some hang-ups.
If we're gonna go with a group dynamic here, we gotta take responsibility for the actions of the entirety of the group.
But we didn't see any of that.
We didn't see it.
Didn't see it. Didn't happen.
Yeah, we didn't see it, and plus he was a criminal.
Stop, criminal scum.
Stop
Sure.
right there.
You know what? Justify. That's
Yeah.
right, justify.
Uh,
Anyways, but yeah, so we
So
found
it's like
out
the whole he drew first. I was justified.
he's coming right for us.
I was justified.
Anyway.
So, where did you guys get on said? That's a lot of confusing shit.
So we were between going to find out about Cheswick, the missing son, because that was mentioned in the poem thing, or looking into the Spring Hill Jack.
We couldn't quite decide.
And we,
Spring Hill Jack was a back of the Gator small story at the bottom in the margins.
But we keep hearing
Section
about this
C,
guy,
as
right?
they say.
We've heard about this guy multiple times.
but we have no idea where he is, whereas the Cheswick family, we know where they are because you knew Cheswick.
Yeah.
Knew of the Cheswicks.
Yeah, I knew of the Cheswicks.
So.
They're from your burg.
No, but they make gunpowder. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Something I'm very interested in.
So that's where we ended.
Interesting.
So we didn't really come to a conclusion about what to do next.
So, do we think this family's going to let us? Are we offering our services as the rat catchers? Is that what we're going to try and play this as?
I mean, we could definitely use our reputation to get us in the door.
We'd like to help you retrieve your son.
I mean, was there any mention of a reward for information, location, rescue, anything like that?
Oh yeah, there is a. It said
And we didn't.
seeking intrepid adventurers,
We didn't come to a conclusion.
those who
about
are
what
willing
we
to
would-
brave the eternal night.
To search for our son.
Yes.
I mean, it can't be worse than the shitta, right?
We
Hey,
didn't,
above ground.
we didn't decide what we wanted to do with those rats either. They're still down there.
Well, I thought you guys were giving him a pass.
I would.
Most of us, sure.
Hey, rat. I like your coat. It's really nice.
Most of us were fine with just leaving them be unless they do something else.
Say hi to your mother
That's
for me.
not 100% true of the
I
entirety.
watched that.
Think it's funny.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Hey, Rat.
Hey, rat.
I like your bow tie.
And then Mark
Thank you.
Wahlberg's like
Yeah.
chewing out Andy's, and then he does the hey, go.
Well, we know about the
There you go.
coin.
Say hi to your mother for me.
You fix that, right?
Well, they aren't supposed to be.
Or we band-aid that.
Well, they aren't supposed to be
Nick,
attacking
could you give me the
anyone
metal
else. The
cup over
coins
there?
is just a
Or Tim.
bonus thing.
Can you hand me the
But
metal cup beside the computer real quick? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. The metal
what?
cup beside
Metal
the computer.
cup.
By the,
Oh,
by the
right
computer.
there.
Yep. Thank you.
Pop 'em up.
Sorry, I didn't interrupt. I forgot this earlier.
Anyway, I gotta get back into that voice.
so she's not supposed to be sending anybody to attack at this point because we solved their problem with the shit demon. So technically, by our promises, they're not supposed to be attacking anymore.
Right.
Now, whether that'll happen, well, we kind of have to wait till, I guess, somebody dies by a rat to find out. However, Hiram would like to just kill them all.
That way everyone's safe.
But we don't know how many there are. Once again, when we went down there, there was like 20, 30.
And how you plan on doing it?
Go down there and kill them all. Like we did with the boo-boo monster. The shit guy.
There
One.
are,
The
many,
greatest middle.
there are many ways to kill. There are many ways to skin cat.
Burn them out, smoke them out, flush them out. Chop
So
them to
you-
bits.
You
I don't
would,
care.
You would rather do it the coward's way.
As long as they're dead, I don't care. They're rats.
I mean, they served. Did they do what? I mean, realistically, have they done what we asked?
Yes. Remy let us back out of the sewer when we caught back up with him, so
Yeah, they've stuck to what they said they would do, and I pull out the coin, the special coin. She wasn't necessarily supposed to give this to us, but she did.
Oh yeah, that's that thing you little stuff wanted, right?
Yeah. So,
I'll take that, she says. As she kind of... She's been looming behind Lady Sibylla the entire time in the shadows. She snatches it
heavy
from her.
breathing intensifies.
you make me worry a lot.
I'm fine, she says.
Yeah, I
I'm
started
better
at
now.
started like paranoia level 4, but I'm getting to like at 6 now. You be careful with that.
Maybe you should be careful.
Well, I guess we leave it be then. We're gonna regret it, but
We're regretting everything we do. Come on.
You mean we'll regret it?
It is too early.
It's very early in the morning, and
You
big
had so much
Corey's
time you
pit.
trained your dog. It can't be that early.
I get up earlier than you.
No, that's your fault.
So back to this.
So back to things that we actually have information on and potentially a plan to go after. At this point, it's, do we try to go find out more about the Spring Hill Jack, or do we go after the Cheswick family and possibly get a reward? Since we know nothing about Spring Hill Jack, I would go with the Cheswicks.
Where are
Yeah.
the Cheswicks?
They're in the smelt stacks.
Oh, that's really close.
Yeah, that ain't too far from Bardstown.
or we go down to the go down to the cemetery, dig up the body, and figure that situation out, and then we can make friends with the Augur.
And that was Hiram's other option.
What are we doing with the bodies?
We could also look through bodies and see if it is a person who is missing.
Do you know what Cheswick looks like?
We would need to get description.
Not really, no.
Well, then maybe we go
not
to the...
not the kid.
well,
I mean, all
then-
kids look alike. You sign enough pigskins, you hand them out, you give them a champ, they're happy.
Good job, champ.
Exactly.
Glad your fans mean so much.
Well, I mean, when everyone's your fan, it's hard to remember names.
Everyone.
And everyone loves the champ, right?
Back in 2013, I threw that piskin halfway across Circuit Fields. 19 yards!
Okay, so I guess we could go to the Cheswick family and see if more information, maybe find out what this kid looks like, other than a kid.
That's smart.
And then we can go look at bodies and see if one does match.
That's smart. We should do that.
That way we're, multitasking.
When's this deadline on us having to get?
We got like 3 weeks.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. Get it over with. That way, if my prophesying is anything to go by, we might be needing some holy water and such to deal with the Hermosity.
Yeah, but your prophesying also said we needed to go after this kid.
But
Which one was first?
The kid.
Sounds like.
Oh, let's see here. Yeah, I reckon it was the kid.
But that's the one that's in the paper,
you gotta
right?
go clue to clue, right?
Yeah.
And plus, this one's in the paper. Like, that's more immediate.
And it's possible this kid's not dead and will be if we wait.
Every now and then there are prophecies that are made, and when someone is given such a prophecy, we refer to them as the chosen one. You're the chosen one. There are many things that
You're the Slayer.
you could do, but don't go thinking that because you are the chosen one that you are meant to succeed. So you must think carefully.
Believe me, I had my share of bad luck in this life.
Oh yes, we have had many chosen one who met an ill fate before they succeeded at what they were supposed to do. It's interesting how you can just come up with a chosen one. Oh, we need the chosen one. You're the chosen one.
Well, the next one can always be the chosen one. That's how the prophecy works. One dies, the next one comes.
But right now, you're the one.
I was a chosen one once.
So
First round draft pick. That was me.
Straight off the plowshare,
Yeah.
first round, first stringer.
Yeah.
So, do they mean Copper Hill for the Field of Hermosity?
We don't know.
Well, it only makes sense. That's where the graveyard is.
I mean, it said Garden of Hermosity somewhere, and it says something about the mines, so it could be underground somewhere too.
Well,
Yeah, we
Copper
could-
Hill is both a mine and where the the graveyard is.
Yeah, we could always go and ask Selsnia where she keeps her musty seeds, you know?
What?
He's joking.
He's making it.
Where she sews them, you know?
I would think it'd be the
What?
opposite with her. Doesn't she want to
It
keep them
says something about where
underground?
her musty grow or something
The
like
garden. The garden's where they grow.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, that means
Garden is oftentimes referred to as
As
the
a
graveyard.
graveyard.
Yeah.
How do you guys
Hell.
not know this colloquialism?
He's
The
saying that you
grave.
could plant seeds and make an undead. And where does she keep the seeds? He's a joke.
Yeah.
And being
I was
asked.
trying to figure things out here. You two are always joking.
I'm not joking.
I am. That's me.
I mean,
I'm the comic relief.
I'm watching you.
If I said what I was truly thinking,
Well, we'd maybe get somewhere. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's do this kid thing, and then let's go out to Copper Hill.
Well, let's do the kid thing and see where that leads us.
All right, let's go to the good thing.
Because hell, maybe the kid's an undead. And he's
Because,
growing
right,
in a garden. I don't
Mine,
know.
graveyard, all in the same area. That sounds pretty.
Yeah,
What are those words?
if you should be anything, it's efficient.
There we go. Smart person saying the words. That's what we got to do.
Yeah,
Sure.
Listen to me then. I got it.
they say work smart, not work hard.
See, that's the joke I got. I got that one.
As you look across the way, you can see the old grandfather clock right in the entrance of Big Corey's pit. And it looks like it is currently 10 a.m. As you look out the windows, it's pitch black.
Well, I suppose it's time to go call in the Cheswicks.
Yeah.
Let's go.
To the smelt stacks you go. Who has the light?
I think I had the light. Oh, well, I don't know.
I've got some.
Yeah, I had a light, but that was why we were down in the.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's
Spent all the
been-
torches I bought.
I think
have-
we spent 3 hours of light down below.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means I lost.
Well, Tim, you weren't here, so
Okay.
don't worry about marking it off.
I used mine.
Story stuff, you'd still be responsible to hook for.
Okay.
But just for your inventory, don't worry about taking it off. So you leave Big Corey's pit,
I was just by myself, so I figured I should.
and a little bit about the smelt stacks that you all know pretty well. The pool mining operation pulls copper and iron from Lockwood's hills, and then all that ore gets smelted down to smelt stacks and turned into bars, tools, jewelry, weapons, and other items. Some gets sold down the Brightwater River, but a lot of it ends up in shops in smelt stacks. And as you kind of enter this district, it stinks of fire, sulfur, and smoke. It's pretty horrendous, in fact. The smell is actually kind of overwhelming. So yeah, it smells of sulfur and smoke. The whole borough rings with the sounds of hammers and carts crunching across gravel roads, and everything glows with this haze of smoke and burns with the heat of the many furnaces, despite the fact that the eternal light has fallen. In fact, if you wish, you can travel through smelt stacks without a lantern, but you'll always be in fleeting shadows. Imagine like a hellish orange glow over the entirety of this borough. That's what it's like. It's all pitch black and cauldrons and smoke and gravel roads everywhere you can see.
Let's do that.
Yeah, let's save our light.
And despite the fact the eternal light has come, the hammering and the hissing, the smell stacks continues. As you all have heard, at least in the Slaughter Pine Engager, you know that crime is on the rise in this borough. And the Watch never really patrolled the smelt stacks, and in the Eternal Night, they're completely gone. Like, they're nowhere nearby. However, you know that there has been a group of people who are reputed to be smiths and smelters who have lost work, wear masks, and call themselves the Smelt Stacks Militia. That they patrol the streets seeking vigilante justice against those who commit crimes in the borough. Like, the people, pretty much everyone in the Smelt Stacks knows one another. If you're not from here, you stand out. And there's a lot of eyes constantly watching you. You feel like you feel alien to this burrow, even more so in the eternal night. Like, beneath the din of that hellish orange light down alleyways, you feel like hoods and faces turn toward you from men, women, and children as you wander through here. As they can tell you're you're not from around here. This black and gray gravel's beneath everywhere, and you constantly hear the crushing and crackling of gravel no matter where you go. But this whole burrow is always busy, and you can always hear the sounds of industry kind of all around you.
Do they work 24/7 here?
Yes.
Wow.
Having worked
Really?
at the mines, am I at least slightly more familiar in this area?
You know the pool mining operation, which is where you guarded, was out in the Copper Hills.
Oh.
So it's nowhere near really. This is where it's all taken to be refined.
Okay.
Yeah, the work that you did was around a place called the Pool Copper Mine.
Yeah.
Which is in the Copper Hills, actually at the base of Mount Ashford, which is like the only active volcano in the Arborean Peaks. The Slaughter Pine itself sits kind of at the foot of this great mountain range that leads up to the capital. The mountains are still. For those who have went out into the Lockwood and returned, they said you can still see the Arborean Peaks beyond the darkness. Yeah, that the eternal night, actually, this pall of darkness extends deep into the woods. It's not just strictly around Slaughter Pine itself.
But I thought it was also that if you walked, it basically threw you back, right? You can't get out of it. You can't walk out of it.
So yeah, some folks have returned and went barmy. Effectively have went barmy from wandering into the darkness. They found their way back and talk about strange things, babblings. People who were upright citizens who were desperate tried to flee and came back gibbering barmy people. Completely other. Yeah. Speaking of very strange things.
Chosen like you.
Yeah, riddled with strange waking nightmares.
I mean, you're talking to spiders, man. I mean, I don't know.
But they're real.
So, you kind of walk through this area, and you know primarily what you know about the Night Watch is the Night Watch has there's an actual system of justice in Slaughter Pine, even though they only number 20. There's only 20 of them in the entirety of the 7,000 souls that live inside of Slaughter Pine and more, because merchants have been marooned here because of the Eternal Night. And you know that the Order Magistrate Goodchild is the judge. There is a system of law and order in this city. The Smeltstacks militia a little different. They're going to judge, jury, and executioner on the spot. You've heard people who've been summarily executed in the streets of the Smeltstacks, and not in a sense where they've hung people, but they've actually thrown people into the burning coals, where they've thrown people into the molten metal, like a very horrendous way to go.
I am the law.
You know. And what's your current chaos ranks at?
8.
Yeah, with the lights going low, right as Lady Sabella turns the lights, in the fleeting shadows, you feel like there's eyes on you all around. Like there's something out there lurking in the darkness that you can't see. Hiram. Anybody else close to their chaos
Yep.
ranks? How many chaos ranks do you have?
8.
Yeah. You're not quite sure what to make of this yet. You've never been to the Smeltstacks. You haven't really had a reason to be here. You know that the Pool family that you worked for sends a lot of their material, but as does the Arbors. The Arbors also have mines recently and sawmills, but that's another story for another time.
So what I'm getting is like a sinking feeling, or is it like?
Yeah,
I
it's
think I
like
could actually sniff this out if I took the time.
You
to
get
do
a
so.
sinking feeling about this. The deeper you get into the Smeltstacks, the more uncomfortable you grow.
Sabella's gonna light her lantern.
So, not
Because
Sabella.
she's-
Sabella does not feel this way.
Oh, she doesn't. Okay.
Hiram feels this way.
Oh, well then, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you said anybody would.
No.
Rather
Just
chaos.
just Hiram.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Just Hiram. So you constantly have like an orange or pale yellow glow coming from somewhere, and every corner you turn, you see the sparks kind of shoot out across an anvil as large steam-powered hammers are crushing tin flat. As the place, despite the turn of the eternal night, is constantly busy, the air choked with noxious fumes. And you find yourself, as you begin to ask around, spend an hour of lantern light, if you would, please. You find yourselves, after you ask around, you find your way toward Cheswick Estate, which is a distance out from here. You can hear the sounds of birds and insects, and you can still, as you kind of wind your way up this long hill, you can look down below into the smelt stacks, and you can see the kind of softly throbbing orange light coming from the foundries. You know that one of the primary foundries in the smelt stacks, in fact, is the Pool Foundry and Refinery. It's the largest by any means. It's not. There's no storefront, but it's where a lot of workers and smiths go to. It continues business as usual, and you can see it burning and glowing here, even as you wind your way toward the Cheswick Estate. You find the gravel roads, the surrounding stone buildings and the iron piping and stove piping and such is replaced with greenery. These kind of rough-looking bushes that somehow like eked out life amid this kind of gray, stony escarpment. Imagine Deadwood at night. And you're winding your way toward Cheswick Estate, and you can see eventually, as you're kind of walking along this gravel road, there's these two flickering oil lamps that flank a wrought iron gate built into a red brick wall. Torches line this cobblestone path that leads up to a gate right out front of a large white stone mansion with green shutters. And there's somebody who just kind of emerges immediately from behind the gate with a very gruff voice and has a low howl where you can't really see anything but her bottom of her face. And she says, "State your business. Why have you come to Cheswick Estate?" You can hear the rattling of her armor and her halberd, and she's standing behind the safety of the gate.
We were told that there was someone missing that you were looking for people to help find.
Intrepid Adventures.
You see the woman's mouth kind of open and gape, and you hear this kind of hollow, "Sabella?"
Do I recognize the voice?
Indeed you do. It's a woman named Riel, a no-nonsense guard who comes from Mount Sawdust. She was a friendly rival of yours.
So this is where you found yourself, huh?
Aye. Had to find work somewhere here in the Eternal Night.
Right.
And you?
Had to find work somewhere here in the Eternal Night.
You see her nod. You can't only see the bottom bridge of her nose and her mouth, and you see this kind of wide pursing of her lips and her gleaming white teeth. Aye then. So you came answering from the Engager, I suppose.
Yeah, I figured they write enough about us. Might as well respond to some of the other articles.
So it's true, you are the rat catchers.
Yeah, I guess that's the title.
We didn't really pick the name, but the name picked us.
She leans her halberd over behind the gate, and she kind of pulls the key out and kind of turns it.
I mean, I'm always more favorable of the Timberwolves, but you know, the rat catchers, they're alright.
She smiles. The gates open up.
He's trying to see if you recognize him. He's Lester Longarm Killjoy.
I don't keep up.
It's alright. Not many people do.
Before we
At least not with me. Too fast.
Before we step in, just out of curiosity, do you know anything about what's going on?
She says. She pauses. It's best for you to speak to Miss Morgan. She's the major
I
domo
just work here.
for Lady Philippa.
Right. Well then, good seeing you.
Maybe we can catch up a little bit later.
Yeah, get an ale something.
She lets you inside, and she's about the same height as Lady Sabella, but she's clearly
The apple?
she's wearing full plate armor. And you enter these grounds that are lit with burning torches. She takes one in hand and walks with it, closing and locking the gate behind her. And she begins to walk you toward this tall, stony white mansion. Everything appears to be well maintained and manicured, despite the fact that it is a smelt stacks, although the scent of the sulfur is still very evident here. It lingers, even though there's the fragrance of the bushes and trees and the few songbirds that are here and there. You can see that there is an aviary, like a tall aviary outside with a number of multicolored songbirds, but the flowers and bushes inside have begun to die. Riel walks you up to the front doors, and the doors kind of open, and you see this Sherabuck-looking woman. She must be in her 60s, kind of plump and friendly looking, and she says, "Oh, let me take your coat and cloaks. You'll find plenty of light and refreshments inside."
Refreshments.
Thank you.
Just one more moment before everybody, as everybody else steps forward, she turns back to Rael.
So, just out of curiosity, you've been at this post for a bit?
Since the eternal night.
Then, has that armor been tested?
Not yet.
Well,
She
that's
smirks.
good to know, at least.
None have been so foolish enough to try to breach the gates. I suppose you can chalk that up to the Smeltstacks militia.
Just curious to see if we happen to have to walk around here exactly what I'm going to be looking at.
Can you find any dangers of knives in here, but poison words and such? You know how these muckety-mucks work.
Oh, I'm not worried about the rich people. I can handle them. I'm talking about if we have to walk around on the streets.
The smelters. Well, best to do what you can to stay out of their business, I suppose. Not make yourselves, not make a fuss of things. All the smelt stacks requires a very delicate handling, even despite this breastplate.
All right. Well,
Let's
thank you
catch up
again.
before you go.
Yeah, definitely.
Step in.
Inside you go.
Did you ask her how she lost the child?
Her? I don't know that she did.
Oh,
Find out information first.
your friend was on duty.
You
You
say
can hear a
friend.
horse walking outside the window. As you come inside, you see this kind of well-maintained Victorian architecture, plush furniture. You can see these serious space servants bustling around these perfectly marbled, clean floors. As this Miss Morgan, this older woman, takes your cloaks and whatnot, she says, "Please, I should take you to the parlor. Lady Philippa is waiting." She smiles,
Thank you.
as if she knows who you are.
Oh.
I mean, Lester assumes everyone knows who he is.
If there's anything you need, my name is Miss Morgan. I've been with the Cheswick family all my life, and I'm here to serve. She gives a slight bow as she escorts you into this parlor, this well-dressed parlor, and you can hear the ticking of a clock, almost ominously.
Thank you, Miss Morgan.
Yes. Thank you.
I keep ending up at places like this.
Because rich people pay money when they need things done instead of just doing them.
Warmth from a fireplace welcomes you inside. And you can see, in fact, this parlor is set with chairs, couches, small tables, and a long buffet of food.
Love a good buffet.
Hey.
You can see this large, oversized green chair facing the fireplace, and you can sense that there's somebody sitting in it with their back to you.
Before reaching anything from the buffet or whatever, Sabella's gonna head towards the chair.
Chuckles immediately goes towards the buffet.
I join him as well.
Yeah. Fresh squeeze lemonade. Fish on ice.
Oh, man.
bread, cheese, grapes.
Sabella, you gotta get over here. This is the best thing ever.
It appears that there was some sort of revelry, you would guess, but judging by the decor, it appears more like it was a wake. As you can see, but as you come around to the other side of the chair, you see this in front of the fireplace. This petite, middle-aged woman with puffy red eyes, and she's clutching a parchment in her hands, and she flashes you a weak smile as you approach.
Give a nod and a slight bow. Lady Philippa, you take it?
She stands up, clearing her throat. She's very short. She's like 5 foot tall. She straightens her fine brocaded yellow dress. She's not wearing black, so she's not in mourning. Pleased to meet you. I'm Philippa Keswick. You must be the rat catchers, I trust.
We would. Word travels quite fast in the smelt stacks, eh?
What a magistrate Goodchild said you were upstanding citizens, Slaughterpine. It was hard to find you all, but I knew the rat catchers would answer the calling in the Engager.
Well, so have been summoned.
Please do not look at it as a summoning, but a plea for help. This tiny woman kind of emerges from behind the large brocaded chair, and she looks wan and small, like very small, with dark tan skin, and her eyes are very puffy. She has deep brown pools of eyes and this big, thick mane of gray and brown hair. She looks kind of like a Mexican abuela. She's kind of like an older, kind of matronly looking woman, but clearly someone of stock. In fact, you have seen her before, Lester. Lady Philippa Cheswick was one of the sponsors of the Timberwolves in Arbor Grove. One of the sponsors of Timberwolves in Stereo Fields, because they had imported a ton of black powder into the city. They did not make it; they imported it, though. Please forgive me. I do not know all of your names, but please, you must help, she says.
Well, I'm Lester Longarm Killjoy. I think we've met before.
Perhaps so.
But,
Pleasure, I suppose.
But yeah, I think we're here to help, or at least try to help.
Yes.
We'll take any information you can give us.
No matter who she stands in front of, she's always looking up at you.
Yeah.
Even though she has the kind of rigid back and the soft hands, despite her advanced age of being someone of high stock, who has made their way in the smelt stacks. This is not like somebody who came here and with money. It looks like they built it.
Right.
A lot, as all the families here have done.
Right.
Well, it's obviously all we know is that what was written in the Engager, so could you inform us?
Yes. My 17-year-old son, Beauregard, disappeared a few nights ago, and he never came home. He's a man grown, so I don't really keep much. I don't keep track of his comings and goings from the estates.
Was he at your business, or
No.
you know where he was at?
Well, Beauregard does not have many friends, so I thought it was rather unusual. Frankly, I'd hoped he had found someone to court. Grandchildren would be such a welcome sight in this old estate.
Well, he said it's only been a couple days. Maybe he's out gallivanting. Sorry, excuse me. Courting.
No, I don't think so, she says. She lowers her gaze for a moment and looks back up at you. I got this letter. She hands it with a feeble hand to Lester.
Lester not being one good with words, he hands it to Sabella.
I'm not sure.
Pass it around.
The first thing you notice, Lady Sabella, is there's this scroll that you're unfurling is covered in blood.
You have your dearest Beauregard. If you want to see him alive and well, leave 4 barrels filled with gunpowder in Pool Alley and smelt stacks by midnight tomorrow. Don't involve the watch. If you do, Beauregard dies. The clock ticks. Enclosed is proof we have him. What do they mean by that?
She turns back toward a table, and she has this very small kind of red velvet purse, and she puts it on the table, and she kind of wipes her face.
Is that a piece of him?
I can get you a tote by 3 o'clock.
She nods solemnly.
Not that I question necessarily your ability to tell, but you're absolutely certain it's his. Whatever's in said bag.
She nods. His family ring was on it.
When was the last time you spoke with him? Or saw him?
It'd been weeks.
Weeks?
Beauregard and I live in separate arms of the estate.
Oh.
He tends to keep to himself, and I to the business of, well, to the business that is to be had in Slaughterpine. And with the coming of the eternal night, he had grown even more reclusive, but he rarely, if ever, left the estate.
Is there a servant of his we can speak to that might know his schedule better?
Man at arms.
Miss Morgan, my major domo, was his matron, he says. She says.
Oh. For us of us don't know what those fancy words mean. What does that mean?
His wet nurse.
Oh.
Riel, he spoke with often.
Anyone look through his room? Notice anything amiss?
Well, I have been unable to do it myself with fear of what I might find, and with the militia just beyond the gates, Riel has been at her post non-stop. Miss Morgan, of course, has a very close relationship with my son, but she seems distant, I suppose you could say.
More so than usual.
Tending about her duties here, she is obviously almost 60 winters herself, but nothing unusual, I suppose, for her. There's lots of business to be had. There's much to keep care of here in the estate.
Did you comply with what it was asking?
When I received this letter, my good friend, the Order Magistrate, Goodchild, Evelyn, was here. She said that the rat catchers had saved her life in Bargetown not but 3 weeks back, and that I should seek you all out.
3 weeks. Well, let's talk to your matron, Maitre Domo
Morgan.
Morgan.
You, as you need, you have run up you as you will. If you will assist in this endeavor, if you will investigate the disappearance of my poor son Beauregard. She looks toward the clock. Time is of essence.
Tomorrow by midnight.
She nods.
Do you have any enemies?
She nods her head.
Any competitors?
I have enjoyed a very fruitful relationship with the pools and the harbors. I mean, when I saw the letter, it reminded me a few days ago. When I was checking our inventories, I did notice some barrels of powder were missing. No one was really able to tell me what happened, so I arranged for only myself to have the key to our warehouse. Nothing has gone missing since. I have to wonder whoever's stealing the barrels probably captured Beauregard.
So, how many barrels do you have?
Well, she says, 137.
Oh,
And how many have gone missing?
7 at this point, but none since I took the key.
I reckon you probably should be changing that lock in case someone came through and made a copy of your key.
Well, she says, there's a gunman at the Cheswick warehouse. His name is Terrell Curlish. He keeps guard at the warehouse now. He may be able to give you more information.
Okay.
Well, Sabella, you reckon we want to take it on?
I mean, you don't want that amount of gunpowder out in the city. That's it's a whole lot of danger.
It's also very possible that there's people that don't like us that are the ones asking for it.
Well,
Who wouldn't like us?
Rats.
You will forgive me, but I never heard of you until that Evelyn had told me of you. She said you're dependable, that you're good people.
We stick to Bardstown on the dredge.
yeah.
It's where the people need us.
We try helping where helping's needed.
I will pay you, she says, if you can bring my son home.
Now,
I could give you 10 crowns each. You must understand I am very desperate. If this letter is true and what is the piece of my son that was sent to me, he'll be dead before the stroke of midnight tomorrow.
yes, well, I say at the very least, let us go talk to Morgan and see if this even seems like something we could find information on.
Where do they want those barrels delivered at again?
Pool Alley, I believe. Yeah, Pool Alley.
All right.
4 barrels.
4 barrels. That's pretty heavy.
Whatever you need, Miss Morgan will assist you here in the estate. Riel will be a good resource to speak with. She knows the comings and goings. And then Terrell Curlish at the Cheswick warehouse.
Well, it seems to me that if we are to take this on, we should probably go now instead of spending time. So, I suppose grab what you need to eat.
She says, I have your promise that you will see to this.
Let us speak with your lady first. Understand that I have to work with my people, and we have to all agree. And I'd like them to know where we may stand before I can say yes or no. Or would you rather that I give you my promise and then we leave in the night?
You make a fair point. Speak to Miss Morgan. She may be able to help, I suppose.
Thank you.
You can see that
I'm gonna
Literally.
chug some lemonade before
yeah,
we leave.
literally lurking in the shadows of this room, you can see Miss Morgan, and she's watching with interest in this entire conversation. As her name is mentioned, she kind of disappears back into the halls of the estate.
Thank you, Lady Philippa.
One last thing. If we are unable to find anything, I would probably do what they said to do.
She nods.
Or you never want to live the rest of your life guessing.
Okay.
So Sabella's gonna grab a few things of food and then walk
Yeah.
down the hall.
Yeah.
Thanks,
can
Ron.
hear
It's just mighty fine eating.
You hear the distant ticking of the clock as you come back into the main vestibule of the entryway of the manor.
Should we split this thing up? Talk to Morgan and you go talk to your friend? She would have known when they were left, right?
We can try that.
I don't know.
Or we could see who comes to take it and follow them and murder them all.
I That was another option if we can't figure out before.
Then we'd have plenty to eat.
Hear me out for a moment.
I'm gonna look around. Is Morgan like
No.
close?
You can hear servants shuffling somewhere deeper inside the estate, but you feel the estate is, even you're in a very large room, and although your voice is kind of slightly echo, you feel like you're kind of alone here. Everyone
So I'm
else is in
gonna-
there.
Draw everybody in.
Yeah.
All right, huddle up, huddle up, huddle up.
Take a knee.
Take me. All right.
This is a son that's somewhat estranged from his mother, who is a well-to-do person in this town, and he happens to have friends or have people that are offering him things for said gunpowder. It's easy enough to find a finger and to put his ring in a box.
I can get your finger by 3 o'clock.
So keep that in mind
Toe dude.
in whatever we do. But
I can
that
get you a toe, dude. I can get you a toe. 3 o'clock.
So we may not be looking for a 9-fingered man, you're saying?
yeah.
Well,
I'm
mean-
not saying that's 100%. I'm just saying if you have an estranged mother and somebody's giving you a lot of money for gunpowder, she changes the key so you can't get to it. That's another option.
I mean, it seems like an assumption, though.
It is. I'm just making sure that we're all looking at all opportunities of where this could lead.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
let's fill in the boxes, so to speak. Figure out what's going on and talk to a few people.
Well, I'll go talk to Rael.
We could start asking questions, but I mean, are we all of one accord? Do we want to help this woman?
I mean, I say we try.
I mean, 10 crowns for each of us. That's
It's a large sum.
yeah, it's a princely ransom.
Prophecy says we should do so, yes.
No.
I say we, I mean, what if it was your mother?
Well, if it's part of this prophecy, there's probably more to it. Something weird.
No one would be able
right?
to pay for me, but I'd still want to help my mother.
We go looking for a dog, we find a bar guest. We go looking for something in the sewers, we find talking rats and smellomentals.
Well, could be something weird. Maybe it's normal.
I'm betting something weird's going on here.
Somebody is obviously stealing gunpowder in large amounts.
Yeah, there's definitely some sort of gunpowder plot going on here.
Anyways, I'm gonna go talk to Rael. Then, since it sounds like obviously we're in accord to continue,
Yeah,
at
who
least
was,
looking into this.
who was the one that was
Morgan.
in charge of the warehouse? Was that Morgan?
Oh, no.
No, so that is
That's the
Terrell
gunman.
Perlish.
Yeah.
So someone could also speak to them if we wanted
Well,
to split up that much.
I don't think we should split that much.
Nah.
We're on the
I say stay in the house.
high-walled manor.
Yeah.
We're all safe in here. Let's stay together once we're outside.
I mean, Hills did save time, but that's fine. Whatever. I don't want to
Let's
argue
find
about it.
Morgan.
Well, we also need to go look at his room. So
Yeah.
I can attend to that.
okay, so somebody go find Morgan, have her into the room. I'll go talk to Rael because I know her, and there we go. So
So who
have
will
we
go?
seen any? Have we seen any servants? Other servants?
They seem to be kind of scampering, maybe underneath the manor. You kind of hear their distant echoes and shuffling of feet deeper within the estate, but you don't see any.
Miss
The only-
Morgan.
You see the Sherivic older woman in her mid-60s kind of emerge from one of the hallways, like she was lingering about. Yes, she says as she smiles. A very warm smile, a very welcoming smile.
I think
Yes.
I think we're gonna help your. Do you call him? Master, mistress.
just
Yeah, we're gonna help your mistress.
Lady Philippa will be most pleased, I'm certain.
No, you're a lady.
She nods.
That's it. Sorry.
I shall inform her at once.
Well, no, hold on. We need a couple things from you.
Like, take care of this. Sibylla's gonna slip outside to go talk to Rael.
She said you
And
know
I'm
her
gonna
better.
go.
She know you know him better than anyone. That's what she said.
She kind of seems taken aback at this for a moment. You see her kind of you see almost like the shadows inside the estate almost seem to shift as her mood seems to slightly darken. Well, of course, I'm worried about Bo, she says.
I mean,
Yeah, you've worked here your whole life, right? You've known him since he was a babe.
you were his wet nurse, and there's all the connections that come with that. Look, we just want to know What can you tell us so we can try and find the kid? Let's just stop beating around the bush here. Show us his room so we can see if we can find anything and tell us what the hell's going on.
Where are you born? Where were you born? What borough?
Oh,
not
Hill.
not Society Vale.
No, Market Hill.
Okay, so you're not. So you're a burger. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I just...
You kind of you go ahead and roll a challenge and scrutinize test.
Oh, yes. Somebody else want to help with that?
I could. I mean,
Challenging, so 31. No, 63. I failed miserably.
You get a sense that she was probably born very low. We'll say that much. You can tell by the way that she speaks and the way she turn a phrase, so to speak, with her sentences. She was not born a burger or born among the aristocracy, but clearly born low.
You've done well for this family, so we're just trying to help. So, as you said, whatever we can do to find Bo. Right?
Let us walk. She smiles.
Yes.
She kind of dodders back and forth slowly, walking with kind of a pronounced limp. Perhaps it's her advancing age, or perhaps her gout. She has liver-stained skin. You would guess that she's probably 66 years old.
wow.
I stand on her bad side and offer my arm to lean on.
She gives a smile, and you get this sense, like almost immediately, Hiram, that she was probably from the dregs. How she wound up here in this fancy estate, well, that's like a vast stroke of luck. I raised Bo, yes, and I taught him to respect all folk, not just the muckety-muck aristocrats, but all people. I've been working for this family for nearly 40 years. Rest assured that Lady Philippa is not generous. I raised Bo to respect all people, and he had to learn generosity from somewhere, and that was me. Even from the time he was a boy, Bo made promises to help the poor. Before he left a few nights ago, as she takes you into his room, takes you all into his room. Before he left a few nights ago, he took tea with me. Just me. He told me not to worry if he was gone long, no matter what I heard. He said he finally found a way to help everybody in Slaughterpine. I'm telling you this because you seem like good folk. But know this. I don't think Bo needs a rescue.
So you don't think the finger's real?
That wasn't his finger. His own mother couldn't tell. But I raised that boy. I know, she says.
I mean, really, we just want to make sure that he's safe, right? That's what everyone really wants here.
She's sitting down on this large four-poster bed near a sycamore desk in a bedroom lit by a low fire of a fireplace. Above a wardrobe, you can see a shelf holds several worn and dusty stuffed animals left over from someone's childhood.
So, he wanted to help. Oh, I know. Rub it in. So he wanted to help.
Kidding.
I don't get how so much gunpowder, which is very dangerous, is going to help people.
She kind of looks aghast. I don't know how that's connected to any sort of missing gunpowder.
Well, so, I mean, have you seen the letter?
I have saw the letter and I have heard Lady Philippa's words. I don't think those two things are connected.
You think
Bo
so?
is not that kind of person. He is not an incendiary type. I didn't raise him that way. He's a good boy. A good man. A man grown.
So you think someone might just be taking advantage of a situation?
I don't know. I don't see how these two things are connected, however.
He didn't tell you where he's going or anything like that, though, right?
We took tea and he said for me not to worry.
That seems kind of a weird thing. You didn't ask him about it?
Bo
When
is
someone tells you not to worry, that's what's the first thing you do.
Right.
Bo is a Let us say that he is touched. She turns toward this large gold frame portrait of a very handsome young man with dark skin, with this long brown hair dressed in noble finery. Like a very handsome looking fellow, young. He was, at a young age, very special, you see.
I don't think I understand.
Beauregard was slow at learning.
Oh.
I mean, I've known a number of fellows that were pretty slow at learning. So I get the type.
Beauregard's a very special young man.
Yeah, they're usually really good people.
What? So,
Chuckles looks bewildered. And he just doesn't say anything.
He has a good heart. And he loves everyone.
but does he have anybody he trusts? Does he trust? Does he trust the guard?
Hiram, make a standard awareness test.
How's he getting out? That's what I'm thinking.
I did not make it.
Just doing so. Do you have a chance? Because I have
I
zero
don't
chance.
record the comings and goings of people at the gate. That is Riel's job. My job is to attend to the household. That is all I truly know.
Okay. Well, that was my meaning. How did he leave? Could he go on his own? Did he go on his own?
He was a man grown. He was 17 winters of age.
Yeah, but you said he was touched. I didn't know how touched he was. I don't think it. Yeah. Oh.
So, all right. So you had tea. Tells you not to worry, and so then he goes and he's gone for a couple of days. You get the letter. You don't think it's his finger, but you're not worried for him. You think he's just going to show up here in a couple of days?
I don't think he's ever going to return.
Why would you say that?
There's no love between him and Lady Philippa.
Yeah, but
She has a light and expects a life for him that I don't think that he wants to lead. He is born high, you see, blue-blooded. His fate is already sealed, being the son of Lady Philippa Cheswick.
I mean,
That is not the way that he was raised, however.
so you think he's going to leave and not come back? Like, so you got the vibe from when you was having tea that was more of a goodbye?
It felt like that, yes.
So,
Since the coming of the eternal night,
I mean,
he's become more bold, I suppose. Maybe he saw that as an opportunity to finally leave this place. To escape his fate as a Cheswick.
What other ways was he bold?
He had no friends.
So he made friends?
Cannot say. I don't know.
Okay, so when you say someone become more bold, usually there is something, an example.
There's a
that can be
qualifier.
Speak. He tend to react whenever his mother, Lady Philippa, would speak to him. He told him no. He did not simply kowtow to every task she asked of him. He no longer decided to capitulate to his blue-blooded leanings.
Okay, that is bold.
All right. Well,
I told you everything I know, truly.
so did Bo have a lot of money? Because I'm wondering. I mean, it's well. I mean, like,
look around?
okay, his mother had a lot of money, right? Does he actually have some? Because it's one thing to run away with no plan, but
You're asking me something I cannot answer. He's a Cheswick, so he certainly is well landed. Whether he's here in the estate or out in Slaughterpine or, God forbid, the Lockwood, he is well landed.
I just feel like there's a difference between being slow and stupid. Going out into the middle of the night, eternal night, all by yourself with no plan, that's just stupid.
He's not a fool.
Exactly, that's
He's
what I'm
touched,
getting
but
at.
he is not a fool.
He's got to have some sort of plan. There's got to be something here.
Let's take a look around.
All right.
Look around his room. See what we can figure out. We got to figure out what's going on with this gunpowder and whatnot.
Do you?
Whether he comes back, that's his choice. We can't make him.
I was gonna ask. Do you live here, or do you have like your family, your own home?
I live in the basement with the rest of the servants.
Okay. Just didn't know if he had another place he could go to or something like that he knew of.
So you begin to kind of stand up and search about the room.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, outside. The sounds of the songbirds and the crickets in the darkness kind of looms overhead as the soft orange haze of light down the hill emanates everywhere. A torchlit gravel path leads you back to the gates where you can see the fully armor-clad Riel standing. Ah, Lady Sabella. I'm glad we have this moment to catch up. She extends a mailed hand to yours.
Do the grasp. I'm sure it's the.
Yeah. She gives a very firm grasp. Will you give her a firm grasp back?
Oh yeah.
Ah.
And a kick in the shit.
How did you come up to become a rat catcher? She says, almost dismissing it.
You gotta use that title, do you?
It's in the Engager.
Yeah, I know. So's a lot of crap if you haven't noticed.
Well, maybe before the turn of the coming of the Eternal Night, but it used to be just a junk rag. Penny dreadfuls, stories and fancifuls, but given but the fall of the night and whatever this damnable darkness we're living in now,
I never took you for a gossip monger of all things.
never a gossip monger, but certainly a believer in godly things. And this darkness is godly indeed.
Or ungodly.
Well, that's our punishment.
Or punishment.
Yes.
So you're one of those.
Well, we did the Sovereign wrong. And now we're paying the price.
Suppose so. Well, be that as it may, we're stuck in this damnable dome as it is, so
There's no getting out of it, she says.
speaking of getting out of it, the boy, he told us to go talk to Morgan, but the mother seems to think that he talked to you a lot too.
Look, I'll tell you what I told Lady Philippa. Beauregard left just before dinner a few nights ago. He wasn't dressed fancy, and he didn't take an escort or companion of any kind. The boy did wear his rapier, though. And honestly, I haven't seen him since. He seemed fine when he left. He's a quiet lad, so hard to tell if anything was bothering him, to be honest.
Left on his own though? Nobody waiting out for him or anything?
No, not at all.
Huh. Did he do this often? Just randomly leave the estate?
Master Beauregard had business in smelt stacks, but I suspect it was mostly just to spend his coin. He returned with things here and there, but outside of that, never any friends came a-knocking. Quiet, lonely type, Master Beauregard was. Or is. Sorry.
Well, who
Is-
knows right now, right?
I'm sorry?
Said who knows right at this moment.
Lady Philippa's worried. She has every right to be worried.
Oh?
Yes. Have you not seen what's going on in the streets?
Well, I haven't been in the smelt stack specifically.
Well,
You've been reading.
Well, you've been in Bardstown. I've read the stories about what's been going on with the river rats. Everyone's using this opportunity. Darkness falls and criminals come crawling out from every nook and cranny in the city. This is a moment of opportunity for criminals. They're just waiting for the moment.
So funny that everybody keeps saying that.
Yeah, imagine that.
It's like y'all read the same paper or something at some point.
It's incredible what you'll find in the Engager since the fall of the Eternal Night.
Is this your new Bible?
New Bible. Well, that certainly seems to be true enough. Here you are, Ratcatches.
But he keeps quoting this like it's some kind of holy tome. But, you know, it's just one guy that writes a bunch of stories. You know that, right?
Now he's got a web of...
Okay, he edits them together.
Well, he has a web of informants throughout the entire city.
Of course. But
He
so
pays
this-
well too, I hear.
Probably. I don't know. Never met him.
Sells papers.
Yeah, I know.
I know I didn't care much for the broadsheet. I typically read 3 days back. If I was down in Bardstown, I'd read whatever's on the stool. But now, I buy an Engager every morning. Plenty of funny stories in there. That
Well, quite the subscriber. Thank you for keeping up with our mythology. I
Yeah, I know.
appreciate it.
cheaper than reading through the same novellas I've been picking through in the estate for the last month or so.
Nah, I'm sure. But, alright, so the kid leaves with no one, just randomly leaves with a rapier. He's not somebody that normally does this, has no visitors typically, and that didn't spark any kind of interest.
Go ahead and make a standard scrutinize test. She clears her throat.
Standard, you said?
Yeah, you know her.
Yep.
It
Got
doesn't
it.
seem like Riel's telling you the whole story, like she's holding something back.
But that seems really strange. Like, you don't think that's weird. You and I have both gone through detective studies and investigative reporting, and you didn't think that was strange? I mean, I know I scored higher than you, but come on now.
2 marks! 2 marks higher, I remember.
2 marks still set me above you.
Fair enough. Alright, fine. Look, there was something else that was a little strange. I didn't tell Lady Philippa because she doesn't like it when Beauregard tips us and always demands we pay it back. She's a stingy old widow.
Oh, that's
Stingy,
twice
you
we've
say?
heard that.
Lady Philippa, sorry. Beauregard gave me 10 crowns, the biggest bonus he ever dared to give, and a heartfelt thank you before he left. It wasn't too out of character, but it was perplexing.
10 crowns. Whew. So that's gotta be more than your weekly.
Well more than my weekly. Beauregard is, but when you're born blue-blooded and you have all this coin, it benefits to give it away.
Yeah, they got a thing for 10 crowns, it seems like.
You know, I'm not the last person he's given money to either.
Oh?
He tips the servants often. Ever since he was, 14, 15 winters? Done everything he can to tip anyone who could. Lady Philippa always demanded that we pay her back. But I felt this time that I shouldn't let her know.
Of course. You know what? Sometimes when you're on report, you just have to keep the evidence.
Well,
Seems right.
I am sworn by contract to serve Lady Philippa Cheswick and the Cheswick family to keep them safe, but in this instance it seemed like a parting gift.
Maybe
She says with her helmet.
maybe his feelings would have been hurt if you gave it back. And you're just protecting them, right?
Lady Philippa never liked it. That's for certain. Beauregard was rather generous.
So, this is the first time he's dropped that kind of money, I take it.
To me? Yes.
To you?
Now, the lady did mention something about, at some point, some gunpowder going missing.
Yeah, I heard something about that.
Do you know anything? I assume you guard the estate, but do you know any of the guards that happen to be at the warehouse?
Yeah, there's a Dunman, Terrell Curlish.
Yeah.
Don't trust him.
Oh?
He's a Dunman.
Yeah.
Saw that coming.
Any other... Has his actions proved out, or are we just going with ethnics at this point?
No, he's dumb as a lummox. He tried to be a lumberjack, but couldn't even succeed at that. I heard him and his wife got rolled in the streets, the weakling. Couldn't protect her, so lo and behold, he gets picked up by Lady Philippa to start guarding the warehouse, or at least one of her people.
So,
He seems able enough. He's a big one. No mistaking that, but if he can't even defend himself and his wife, well, what fucking good is that? What good is a dumb one if he can't protect himself or his family?
so he couldn't cut trees, yet they put him in charge of guarding a major factory of gunpowder?
Not a factory, just a warehouse. I mean, you'd have to know what's inside the warehouse to really know that it's an important warehouse, I suppose. Frankly, I didn't know anything about it until recently either.
Where's it at?
Down the smelt stacks.
a location more than that? It's quite a large district.
Well, I can tell you the road, I suppose. She will relay the road it's on.
Okay.
Not far.
And just the one guy watching all of this inventory?
Well, the beautiful thing about a warehouse is if you simply dim the lights, it's kind of not even there. I mean, that's the advantage of the light, right? All these fools lighting these lights all around these nice, fancy, expensive houses when the best damn thing to do is just simply turn out the lights. Nobody's gonna come and knock you because they don't fucking see anything.
Except,
And I look around at all the furnaces.
Well,
everything's kind of lit up right now.
that's why we got this wall and me, right?
Mm.
I did score higher in fencing. After all.
You take the one day I'm sick for when exams happen, and you think that somehow you're better than me.
I'm not
Right.
better than you, I'm just more capable at times. Look, it was really good catching up with you and all,
Especially
Lady
fencing.
Sabella.
Of course.
I know you and the rat catchers have something else going on here, which is good. Lady Sabella will pay well. I'm sorry, Lady Philippa will pay well.
I don't pay anything. But that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, then I suppose I'll head back in. Can you tell me generally where his room is? I think that's where the rest of my people are.
Yeah, right there on the 3rd floor.
Enjoy your doormat.
She walks on.
I'll see you before you go.
Sure, you.
Are you sure you see anything? As
You
she
old
keeps
battering
walking.
ram, she says. Back inside.
Uh,
It's 11:30 a.m. Or sorry, it's 12:30 p.m.
oh man, we're losing time.
We need to speak with your dumb.
Are we all still in the room though, searching the room?
Yeah.
Yeah, she left.
Oh, she did.
She
leave.
left, yes.
Never
Oh
mind.
well,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't feel comfortable poking around this person's room without her here.
I do.
I do.
That was they gave us permission. They obviously know we're doing this.
All right.
She said he's never coming back, you know.
You kind of get a good look at this room once again, and it seems to be well appointed. There's a tall mahogany clock ticking in a deep alcove that's with shadow. You can see this old kind of burning lamp kind of guttering. There's a fire that's been dying for some time in the hearth, a low fire in a fireplace, and of course it illuminates this huge 4-poster bed near a sycamore desk, and which is clearly Beauregard's bedroom. It reminds you, as you kind of pull out the engager, you realize there's a misprint. You imagine you'll probably find a correction in the next issue of the engager, whereas Borgo actually meant to say Beauregard. Editorial note. Above this wardrobe, you can see a shelf holding several worn and dusty stuffed animals left over from his childhood. And of course, the wall opposite that, you can see that gold-framed portrait of him. A tall, handsome young man with this flowing, long brown mane of hair. Like, thick, flowing mane of hair, dark skin like his mother.
All right.
I
You sort
lift,
of like
up I lift up the mattress, look under the bed, you know, the stuff you do when you search through a room, basically.
Oh, you want to start turning it out?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Anybody else
is
want to
there
turn
a
it out?
desk or anything like that?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
You said you're not comfortable doing this. Just to be clear, Wilson.
It feels odd to me. I'll stand over here by the door. But if you're gonna do that, look at the stuffed animals in the picture and check by the picture. People like to hide.
What about
things
you,
like
Chuckles?
pictures.
Are you going to search here as well?
Yeah, I'll look around, but I'll actually kind of just start looking at the floor itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll just start walking around and like kind of kicking down at the floor just to see, because I've read stories about humans hiding things underneath their floorboards.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Okay, so you're kind of kicking around the floorboards, and you were searching the desk, and you wanted to look at the stuffed animals?
No, I was flipping up the bed,
Oh,
looking
okay.
underneath,
Stuffed
all that
animals.
stuff.
Okay.
I'm saying, dude, look at the stuffed animals, man. Who hangs on to stuffed animals after that?
Every teen hides something under their mattress.
No. There's a cameo of a naked woman. No. You search through under the mattress, made of down feathers. Nice, plush. The bed seems to be well made, tended to. The fire is low. You search the armoire, you kick along the floorboards, and you search the desk, but you don't find anything out of place.
All
You
right.
search those 3 areas.
I'll take a look at the stuffed animals in the picture.
Come.
Pick them up. Feel their weight.
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel like maybe someone stuffed something inside of them?
You have to actually
Like a
get up on it.
manicam?
You need to get on up. You need to actually drag a chair over to reach the stuffed animals because they're above the armoire on a shelf.
Alright. Yeah.
You come over to them, and they're covered in a very fine layer of dust.
Yeah.
Like of different. There's one of a Zintish water panther.
Yes.
There's one of a tin soldier. There's one of some sort of like stuffed, what looks like beaver, and there is one a howlbear, like with a beak. It's a big one, like beak and stuffed and batting inside of it. This one is, however, it's cartoonishly stuffed. By the way, it appears to be free of dust, unlike the other toys.
Yeah, this one looks almost too clean. All right, Mr. Clean, let's take a look at you.
You look underneath, and you can see there's little buttons underneath it where they'd stuff the batting inside of it.
I give it a little bit of a shake. Does it feel like there's anything in there before, Morse?
No, just batting.
I mean,
You want to open it up? Tear it open?
I'll give it a squeeze first.
Yeah. Soft.
All right. I guess I'll open it up.
Okay. He begins to pull out just batting and stuff.
Yeah.
Until you find these crumpled up letters inside.
Nice.
Yeah.
I told you the stuffed animals. Jeez, under the mattress.
You find
That's a
one.
rookie thing.
Here's the first one you find.
Oh.
That's where you would hide your stuff.
All right. Let me try. Dear Beauregard Cheswick, I hope you don't mind a lowborn like me writing to you. We have a mutual friend, Elaine Morganeth, who has told me that while you benefit from your position of birth, you think Slaughterpine's aristocracy is unfair and harmful. I feel the same way. With this darkness covering the city and no way out, many of us have fallen on even rougher times. My job at the sawmill waits for me if I wish to brave whatever horrors exit under our inky skies. It is fair that I should risk my life and limb for a low wage while the arbors sit in the comfort of a guarded mansion and profit from my labor? If you answered that as I think you did, then you know why I had to walk away from my career as a lumberjack. I had no choice. Instead of dying a violent death, I chose to beg for scraps here in the city, like so many others. But this life will kill us too, just slower, if nothing changes. I think you can help us with that change. If you can, come to the companionship in smelt stacks tonight. Knock on the back door. One short for every ruin and one long for every Malister. I'll be waiting. No one will see you there. For justice. And it's got this like symbol on here. Like
A saw,
saw and a pickaxe.
Like a saw and a pick.
I don't know, is that someone's like family symbol or like a business thing? Does it look like a sponsorship type thing I've seen? Is that somewhere on my jersey?
Where did he say to
More
me?
free time
Someone
for the
would double it.
proletariat. The proletariat's you, now cheer again.
What did he say to me?
The companionship in smelt stacks.
Companionship. Alright.
Who signed it?
For
No.
justice. And then that thing there. Can you read good? You might want to look at it.
Hey,
Wait, who was this? Who was the woman who was the wet nurse?
Morgan.
Morganth?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Elaine Morganth?
I don't know what her first name was. They said Morgan. Morgan.
Morganus.
Morganus.
I bet you.
Well, that was her name. She was
I bet
just
you
in
she was the one who brought them this letter.
When I'm by the door, she creeped around the corner like she has been. Yeah. I bet that's how they've been doing exchanges.
Okay, maybe that's some information we sit on. But
I'll give it to Lady Sabella when she shows up.
and I'll like look behind the curtains and I'll like look under the portrait of him. Like, you know, all I know about rich people or humans is like essentially what I've read about or you know, stories or plays or something like that.
That's where you have the
So-
safe.
Yeah, I'll look behind the portrait. Like maybe there's a
Grab the curtains, be like, aha! Oh,
Yeah.
wait, it's just a window.
yeah.
Nothing else to be found in here of note.
Surprise.
Well, I guess we know where we're going next.
Gunman.
No. That Dunman's got nothing to do with this. He's just a guard.
So how many? It said knock a certain amount of times. Like there had to be a code there, right? Like anyone know any? What was it, Malister or Rowan?
What does it say?
Knock something for Malister. Knock something for Rowan. Those
Yeah,
names sound familiar to me at all?
Well, I'll just grab my I'll grab my axe and we'll knock through through the door.
Well, I mean, if we knock the same way, it's gonna be weird, right?
I
Because
don't.
he'd already done it.
It said tonight, right? And it's not nighttime yet.
Well, this is a couple days ago, right?
Yeah, but she's got to give the. We got 12 hours till she has to give the gear over.
They've had enough time to hide this note in a stuffed animal.
Okay.
I mean, if it's me, you burn the note, but
Well, otherwise we would never be able to figure it out.
I mean,
well, I don't know. When's Lady Sabella's here? Is Lady Sabella here yet?
Yeah, she
Okay.
kind of arrives upstairs.
Like we still need Lady.
Lady Sabella, you're actually escorted upstairs into Beauregard's room by another servant.
Thank you.
As we're
Ms.
walking,
Morgan
I
isn't
am going to
found
ask
anywhere.
if they
Yeah.
happen to know Beauregard.
Of course, Master Beauregard, yes.
Quite a generous man, from what I've heard.
Very generous, yes.
Sad to see him gone.
Most unfortunate, yes. Lady Philippa is beside herself.
Scrutinize and see if he's lying.
It's a she.
Okay,
You don't need
she's
to roll a
like-
skill test for this. Not at all.
No. Okay.
No. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, thank you for the escort. Thank you very much.
If there's anything I can be of any service, please let me know. My shift just began.
Oh, yeah, is Lady Morgan's shift over anytime soon then?
She retired at 12 noon.
Oh, okay.
'Tis 12:35.
Thank you.
Where could we find her if we need to talk to her?
Below, she says, curiously. But she doesn't like to be bothered in her off hours. She gets cross with her servants.
Well,
I am not her servant.
I'm sure, though, that you have other duties that you have to attend to, so
Yes, I must sweep the floor.
good luck with that.
Party.
She walks away with her straw broom,
Party.
flying through the hall. Just
It was her.
Alright, we found her.
So, you find anything interesting?
Yeah.
Stuffed howl bear.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cute.
I go ahead and put the
But-
stuffing back in.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that's cute,
Button
but
it
really, did you find anything useful?
We handed, fast forward letter, fast forward letter. So what do you think? I mean, I
Interesting. Rowans and Malisters. What does that mean?
well, the Rowans are a
Family,
family,
yeah.
and the Malisters are a family, and I don't know.
The Rowans were the dynasty of kings throughout the modern age until the last in their line was killed, and eventually a series of other pretender kings came along until King Cassandra Malister the Unifier came.
Okay, so how many Rowans were there?
We count
Anybody have
bastards or not?
education?
I do.
11. Sorry, 13. My apologies.
Oh, sorry, I don't. I took that off. So I don't. I don't know.
Anybody have education?
The only person that does is not here.
I did.
Oh,
Haha.
I was forced to learn a lot of things about it. So yeah.
So how many Rowans are there?
I think 13, but they're like
And Malisters, how many of those
One.
were there? One?
I can answer that one. One.
Okay, well then, so we gotta
Not
do
everybody can answer that one.
13 short knocks and one long one on the door if we want to do what he
how do
did.
you do
How
a
do you
long,
long
knock?
knock?
Like, do you drag your?
Girl.
I don't know. Maybe it's
And then,
that's my
Sounds
guess.
like thieves' code. Sounds like Kent. Hire him.
Yeah, I do have these camp.
does that
Show him
mean-
what 13 short knocks and one long knock is.
Bonk. the big bonk is your fist. It's your knuckle versus your fist.
oh.
Oh.
See, I did palms. I don't know.
I would have never known that. I would have been.
I don't know this language.
I got another way to go through the door. It's called an axe.
That works too. But
Right.
so Riel said that
And I'm gonna peek around again.
well, I guess it doesn't matter. It appears that he used to tip all of the people randomly inside the house, and he tipped her really well the last time he left a couple days ago.
Oh,
Okay.
All right.
sounds like hush money.
So it sounds
Correct.
like hush money or goodbye money. Something like I ain't coming back money.
Anyway, I think we should just keep moving. There's no time to talk about this. Let's just get to this bar and figure it out.
Do we need to go? Do we want to go to the warehouse and talk to the
Yes.
soldier, or do we just want to go straight to this?
Let's talk to the soldier, I reckon.
All right.
Terrell, apparently he's a gunman.
Well, okay. So it said who the person's name was that sent the letter, right?
No.
No, it said the servant helped. They were mutual friends.
It says that Morgan helped.
All right. So
Yeah.
then we need to go talk to them.
Well, it was a mutual friend.
So who's
That
that
is-
mutual friend?
That is why I wanted to know where Morgan was.
Right.
I know she get cross with servants, but this is
So,
important.
hear me out. If Morgan's part of this and she got off at 12, that means she's had 30 minutes ahead on us to leave and possibly go somewhere.
40 minutes now.
So then we should know if she's here or not.
Or we should just go.
But
Why not go downstairs?
it takes
and
us
see?
5 minutes to verify she's here.
Alright, well, then let's try that.
You leave the third story of this. Oops. You leave the third story of
Loud
this.
outside. Somebody left the window open.
You leave the third story of this place and kind of come downstairs, and you pass by a servant who's on the second floor. It's the same woman from before. She's sweeping the grand staircase. She bows as you approach, keeping her head low and continuing to her business.
All right, to the servants' quarters, I guess.
Would you be able to show us where the lady Morgan's or the servant Morgan stays?
Miss Morgan stays beneath the estate, but she had taken the air after her turn of shift.
Without saying anything, Isabella heads outside.
Okay. You burst outside, leaving.
We don't want to
Assuming
search her
everybody
room.
went with, but if you
Well,
guys
yeah.
want to go look at her room.
Nope.
Ask your friend if she go.
Did Morgan step through here? Or is she just walking by rail?
The clock is ticking in the back of your heads.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
I
thinking.
can't get it out of my head.
It's still fucking
What's that? She says.
Morgan, step by here.
Yeah, she took to the air, went down the smelt stacks. Turn a shift.
You know which way?
Yeah, down the gravel road.
Thanks.
One way in and out of here, Lady Isabella.
Well, I would assume you would know better than I.
No.
Alright. Well,
Remember what I told you about the people in smelt stacks?
of course.
Watch yourselves.
You as well. Although, tap on her armor real quick as they're going by. Seems like you might be a little bit better equipped than me right at this moment.
Copy rat catching, she says, out of her helmet as the gate. Chiclunk closes.
Do your job, doorknob. Let's go.
Are you gonna just kind of walk down to the smelt stacks?
Lady Isabella, I think you should let me handle this. I want to find this woman and tail her. She's up to something, and if she catches light of what we're after her, she's gonna change her tack.
So what, you want to go to the companionship and we go to the warehouse?
I'm gonna try to track her down.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's where she went.
You don't think you should be alone?
I can blend in pretty well in these shadows.
He's got a better chance than any of us.
You can feel the oppressive darkness all around you. Things up on the edge of the fleeting shadows you can't see out in the darkness. Something is lurking out there, Hiram.
Something wants to touch your butt.
Ever since that dream.
I mean, I still think we should have searched the room. She might have left something there. She seemed to be left in a hurry.
Maybe
no
she
time
did,
for this.
but we don't have time.
We already
Let's
got the
move.
proof that she's involved.
All right.
We already have proof she's involved.
Let's
I'm
just
gonna
move.
hand you a torch just so you have a source of light if need be, since I know you didn't before.
I just put it in my pack and leave.
Alright, well, I guess we'll go to the warehouse and then the companionship. Give him time to possibly find her.
What are you going to do?
We'll meet back here as I motion towards the gate. Around 6, I guess. That should give me enough time.
6 hours?
6 p.m.
That's 5.5 hours. How about 4?
Okay, 4.
Alright.
So,
You'll
Hiram,
know
what
where
are you
we're
going
at.
to do?
I'm gonna head towards the companionship, see if I can track this person down.
Okay. And the 4 of you are going to...
Guess we're going to the warehouse to talk to the Dunman.
Follow the boss.
We will first move to the warehouse. It's the best place to start.
It's the Department No Action.
Maybe.
I
Well,
don't know. It's a joke. It's a joke.
The hazy orange warmth of forge lights the streets of Smeltstacks. Drunken miners stumble out of taverns, yelling to each other, to be heard over the distant ringing of steel hammers and bells that echo everywhere. A long, windowless stone warehouse with a single set of iron carriage doors secured, with the chain forms a looming presence in the streets of the blacksmith shops. This must be Cheswick Warehouse. You can see a fellow with a loose shirt and vest picking his teeth with a piece of wood and a long clan tartan over his shoulders. He says, "Oi, how can I help you?" This tall, bald Dunman says as he leans off the door and starts to slowly approach beneath the light.
Debate for a moment who might be best to talk to a Dunman.
So, we were coming from the Cheswicks, where the rat catches. The lady sired us to look into things.
You're... No rats to be found around here.
You don't read the Inquirer? Engager?
I don't fucking read the Engager.
I don't read it either. Look, we're here to investigate the son's disappearance and the powder's disappearance.
Whose disappearance?
The fucking Cheswick's son disappeared.
Oh, right. That's right. Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, Beauregard. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Have you seen him around here recently?
Oh, not recently. I mean, about a few weeks until the night, he came to the warehouse while I was on guard and it gave me a big old bonus. 5 crowns. Said, go take an hour break, so I did. When I got back, doors were wide open. Like some of the carriage doors open.
And was there any gunpowder missing?
Well, I asked Beauregard about it, but he said it was all accounted for.
What would the lady say about it?
He says, Lady Beauregard said I shouldn't tell Lady Philip about my bonus, the missing barrels, or my conversation, even if she came asking. I was skeptical, I suppose, but he insisted there'd be more money and opportunities for me if I just stayed quiet, so I did.
It's my man. I'd be quiet for 4 rounds.
Aye.
More hush money.
I don't know that we have much more to ask him.
Well,
How about this? Do you happen to know of a place called the Companionship?
Aye.
What is it?
Wouldn't find myself there, as I've got myself a wife, but if you're looking for companionship, I suppose, especially in the eternal night, I suppose you'd be wanting to go there, but I won't call it a clean place.
It's not just a pub, then.
I don't typically go those places. On the up and up I am.
It's a brothel.
Yeah.
well,
Woman around is fine and all.
Yeah, what's that name?
Lena Vander. Yeah, that's right. Lena Vander. That's her name.
Lena Vander.
That's right.
Alright.
well,
I would say scrutinize, but he seems pretty straightforward.
What's that?
I would say do a scrutinize test to make sure he's not bullshitting, but it doesn't seem like he's lied about anything right now.
You'll make a scrutinize test?
I mean, I'll
Sure.
keep an eye on him, yeah, because, I mean, everyone seems to be lying to us
Just
right now.
might as
so,
well.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
I'll assist.
He seems to be pretty plain and transparent,
Yeah.
but your test will still be challenging.
why not? Why not?
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of people
If
not...
he's lying, I'm guessing it's that he's been there before, even though he has a wife,
We're
or
in the
because
4
his
gold
wife's
crew,
gone.
not the 10 crown crew.
Of course, I dropped my die.
And you
Okay,
take after your husband.
I do. That is a fail. Critical.
Oh, critical failure?
Critical fail. You give me an 8.
He actually makes you feel pretty uncomfortable, Lady Sabella, as you suffer 11 mental peril.
I am in peril.
He's kind of a big guy, like, and you feel maybe a little meek in front of him. His big ham.
Someone's at the front door.
Oh, really? A big ham-fisted fellow.
somebody is.
This time, probably delivery for food for Allie. Which
Well.
is weird. So did either one of you succeed your skill test?
Oh, what skill test was I making?
Scrutinize.
Oh.
It was challenging still.
Challenging.
I know that Lady Sabella failed hers.
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh yeah, super
I'm
bad.
freaked out.
45.
This guy's hinky.
87. I almost critically failed.
He doesn't seem suspicious, but he just kind of gives you a weird vibe. Maybe it's the story that that Riel was telling you about the people of smelt stacks.
Maybe he's just a weird dude.
Yeah, you know,
Some people are just weird.
not suspicious, just kind of weird and off-putting.
So you were told to disappear, and then when you come back, he says everything's in order, so you didn't check yourself because you believe, eh?
Well, you know, look, I came to Slaughterpine hoping to be a lumberjack and all, and that didn't work out, so I got my job here.
Okay.
I ain't about to go back talking no well-born, well-landed, blue-blooded fella. But I can tell you this, it ain't the first or last time he came by the warehouse. He always said, everything's accounted for, Bo said. Or Master Beauregard.
Yeah, and It's not like, you would say anything if it wasn't, but did you ever check? Did you
No.
ever look for yourself?
No, goodness no. That's not my job. No, I ain't gonna poking out our noble's business.
I'm just curious, on a scale from
I want to
like...
get I want to get skinned by Lady Philippa. She's a shrew,
Yeah. So how many times did you say he's come by and told you to take breaks?
Yeah, a few more times. 6 in all, I suppose.
Okay.
I mean, there's one time that Lady Philippa did find out, and she questioned us both, but, I claim ignorance and sort of Beauregard, and
Yeah.
Lady Philippa bought it. But I told Beauregard, you can't go no more in the warehouse. He was pretty cross with me, but, I mean, I didn't want to lose my job. This is all I have. Got a family to take care of, Please, keep this between us. You can't tell Lady Philippa. Can't tell nobody about this.
Sure thing. The working class gotta work together. I got you.
That's right.
Alright.
Lady Philippa's got the key. That's all there is to it now, though.
Yeah.
Key I had gone. Beauregard's key taken too from Lady Philippa.
So you couldn't even get in if you wanted to?
No. She's locked tight. He takes the chains and rattles them. Huge iron-bound carriage doors. Like, why not to back a carriage into here?
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty big warehouse. Besides that, I ain't gonna go poking around. My nose don't belong anyway. Pretty fucking dangerous in there, Black
yeah?
powder and all.
Yeah.
I heard stories. Not good. Hell, that's why I don't carry a torch around this place. I just kind of got accustomed to the faint yellow haze everywhere. Like a false sun. Or like early dawn,
That's smart. You wouldn't want to, spark going weary, blowing up the whole place.
Yeah. This place, my place, me ours, me wife's ours, everybody bought smelt stacks. At least there's some probably right down to Barstown. He starts talking like Blarney, like he's intermixing all and Blarney together.
Yeah. All right. I think that helped a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say hi to your mother for me.
So you motherfucker. We turn next to Hiram.
You missed that. There's
Oh.
Remy the rat thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen this SNL skit with Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, "Hey, rat, how's it going?" And that reminded Dan of that skit, and so now I just do it all the time.
So, in the case of Hiram, you wander the streets and you feel this kind of like the shadows are constantly at your heels, despite the fact that the whole place is like this glowing orange embers of the fires all around, the constant ringing of hammers and the hissing of metal being cooled. You see passing shadows in the streets, clearly workers, but these revenants seem to go about their business despite the fact that this darkness has fallen over everything. No stars, no moon to be found. Eventually, you find your way toward this large 2-story building with a facade that resembles a sailing ship. In fact, it's on the map right above, right there. Yep, that's right.
So it's the companion ship.
Yeah.
A large sign above the door, on the side of where the hull would be, is carved with figures of nude people forming the letters with the words that form companionship. It says, and there is a big sign on it that says closed.
The S is the
Okay. I'm gonna skulk around the backside of the building.
Okay. You can see that there are these little porthole windows everywhere, but they're literally porthole windows fashioned like you would find on in a ship that's borne upon the sea. They're very small windows you couldn't begin to shimmy into. You imagine that they probably are closer to the ceiling inside. You can't even reach up and look into them unless you're to grab a ladder. So small they are. You imagine they're probably used to let smoke pour out from the kitchens or smoke from the pipe lead inside. The whole place is completely silent, though.
Okay.
You skulk around the backside, but you find no back doors.
No back door.
There appears to be one door in, one door out.
I look up towards the top of the ship. Is there like a deck?
There is a top deck.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna try to make my way up the building. If
You're gonna clamber up.
I'm gonna climb up the building, yeah.
Okay.
The letter said there was a back door.
Okay. Go ahead and start climbing. It's an athletics test. This test is going to be standard.
All right.
Fail forward.
49% chance to succeed. Since I haven't caught wind of this, I haven't seen the woman. I'm gonna take my time.
Okay.
So
Give yourself a plus 10.
Okay. 59. Ooh, good thing I took my time. I made it.
Okay. What's your brawn bonus?
My brawn bonus is 5.
So you make it 5 yards up.
That's
On to the
pretty
top
good.
deck you go.
Pretty high.
And top deck, you can see that there are a number of exterior tables with chairs turned upward and huge canvas tarps resting over them. This place has been closed.
Nice
You can see
patio.
these tall kind of like mastheads that lead to these like forecastles with netting between them, but no big sails by any means. This is clearly a building that's built to resemble a ship,
Right.
but it is not truly a ship.
It's a novelty restaurant. Or novelty
That's right. It's a novelty restaurant. Now it looks like they repurposed a ship at some point because you could see that the earth was moored up around it. But it does in fact look like a ship. You can see that there is a huge hatch that is closed. It's a big hatch. You would normally expect to find some sort of like Kranikin in ropes and pulleys to open it, but you don't see them appear to be dismantled.
Is there like a captain's quarter area, like ship cabin or anything like that?
The ship's cabin is completely open, like a tiki bar. It looks like a walk-up bar, and and the stools are turned over. There's a huge canvas cloth thrown over the back of the bar. You imagine all the booze and casks have been taken down below.
So there's not like a staircase behind the bar or anything like that.
No,
Like poke around and just see what's there.
You would expect it. You could probably get in through the cargo hold, but once again, everything's missing. However, you do find a small hatch that would lead down into the companion ship.
Okay, we'll go down.
There is no handle on this side.
Okay.
You had a crowbar.
Is there anything I could use as a crowbar behind the bar?
You pull the canvas down and begin to rifle through some of the things. In fact, you do find a crowbar.
Aha! Okay.
As you're ready to drop the crowbar down in between the slots where we've opened, you hear this chicklunk sound of a door. And it's not coming from the front side of the companion ship.
I'm gonna put my ear to the hatch.
Well, it's not in the hatch. It actually opened to the outside of the ship, down below.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna walk over to the edge of the deck and look down.
You walk over the edge to the deck where you'd expect where the entrance was before, where you saw companionship carved. There's no light pouring from outside.
I'm gonna run to the other side.
You come around to the other side, you see this small little door, cleverly hidden amongst the wood. You see this woman with these deep lines in her face, and she's wearing a dress, and she takes a bucket and she sloshes it out into the street, and then she steps back inside and she closes the door.
Okay. I make a mental note of where the door is. I may need to exit the building quickly.
Yeah.
Does it look like it's on the bottom floor, right?
It's on the bottom backside of the ship, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, at that point I'll go back to the hatch, listen to it for a moment to see if there's anyone moseying about in the upper hold of the ship.
Roll an eavesdrop test. This test is going to be hard.
Okay.
Big wood.
29. Nope. That's a critical failure.
Oh,
You don't hear anything.
no. There's no one
Sounds
inside.
very welcoming.
There's
Okay.
no one inside except for this woman.
Alright, I will pry open the door.
Yeah.
Or the hatch.
You kind of get the crowbar underneath of it, and you hear this. Clearly, it's like latched from the inside.
Okay.
You'd have to you'd have to beat on this door to get it open. Do you want to do that?
No, I don't want to I don't want to make too much noise. I'm gonna try to scale back down to the side of the ship.
Okay. Well, getting back down is a little easier. It's routine athletics.
Yep.
Fail forward.
59. Nope.
The shadows press all around you. You stumble down, hitting the ground, falling 4 yards, suffering. Oh wow, 10 damage.
Oof.
You wearing armor?
Yes.
It doesn't add to your damage threshold when you suffer falling damage. Okay. So it's your brawn bonus only.
Okay, lightly wounded.
You hit the ground, the wind's knocked out of you, but you're up.
Okay, I pause for a moment, see if I'm just waiting to see if anyone like pokes their head out the door or anything.
The shadows seem to press in all around you.
I'm starting to freak out. I want to make my way towards the back door.
Okay.
I need to get inside as quick as possible.
You skulk toward it. Skulk, moving ever so quietly. Foot over foot, you can hear the gravel beneath every footstep you make. You come to these small wooden stairs, you come to the door, you realize there's no hatch here. There's no handle. This door is cleverly hidden into the exterior of it, as if it's intended to be a secret door.
I'm going to try to see if I can make out the mechanism to open it from the outside. Is it like a push and then it pops open or something like that? Or?
It appears to be a door that only opens goes inward, opens inward. And there is no, you kind of lean against it and there's something blocking it, like a bar on the inside.
Okay.
Yeah. This door is barred from within.
And there's no like gap in the door I could like stick something in there to try to raise the bar or something.
Absolutely there is.
Okay.
You have lockpicks?
I do.
Okay. This is going to be a skullduggery test. In getting a heavy bar like this to lift, to get the door open, do you want to try to make it to where the bar just slips out without making noise inside, or you just want to get the fuck inside?
I'm kind of in a hurry. I'm just going to do it the dumb way.
Okay. It's going to be challenging skullduggery.
Okay. Alright, so that's going to be 45. And that's a success with a 3.
Okay. You hear this clattering sound inside, and you press the door inward?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Inside you go, and inside you are. You're in a dark room.
Yes.
The shadows are all around you. There is no light to be seen except for the faint light coming from outside. As you shut the door, everything is cast in darkness. You fumble around, reaching. You hear the clattering of pots and pans. You must be in the kitchen. Something feels hot in here and wet. Roll a coordination test. This is hard.
35. Nope.
You pull your hand away as you burn it almost instantly on an old, like some sort of boiler. For 6 physical peril. Your eyes begin to adjust to the darkness. You can see faint traces of blue here and there. There's light coming from the floor. It must be coming from beneath another door. In the main room, perhaps?
Light coming from the floor.
Yeah, there must be a door nearby. You can see a faint trace of a line, a horizontal line, coming from beneath of a door, casting just a faint amount of light in here. Barely enough for you to see by, but at least you know what direction to go now.
Okay, I'll head towards the door.
Okay. You gingerly step through. Do you want to try to be quiet?
Yeah.
Roll a stealth test. This test is trivial.
Okay. Oh, wow. That means stealth is agility. So yeah, that's 50% chance to succeed. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, it was 105, but
You approach the door. You can hear sounds, murmuring coming from within. Do you want to open it?
I'm gonna listen. Put my ear up to the door and listen.
Make an eavesdrop test. This test is routine.
59. Success.
You hear something. Mercy has already taken the first batch of gunpowder to Slaughterpine Noble Council chambers. They'll be working late tomorrow night.
Does the voice sound... Either of the voices sound familiar?
No.
I'm gonna just wait a few minutes and just continue listening.
As you're at the door, the back door, you hear a sound of the door of the tables on the other side where you were listening through. Something's ready to come back through the kitchen. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna run towards the side of the door where it would swing into the kitchen and try to get behind the door.
Okay. You come behind the door. The door opens and swings on a swinging like a kitchen door. Someone comes in with a lantern. They walk right past you. The back door opens. Outside, you see this tall, dark-skinned man, long, flowing mane of brown hair, a rapier at his waist, and yellow brocaded surcoat.
I want to come up behind the man with the lantern and knock him out.
It's Beauregard. You ready to come behind the man with the lantern, raising what to hit him over the head with?
Blackjack.
You have a blackjack?
Mm-hmm.
You begin to creep toward him, hoping that you're not seen or heard by Beauregard coming through the darkness, the light shining in his face. It's going to be a trivial stealth test.
Okay. That's a success.
Whack! You smack the man with the lantern over the head. He falls to the ground. The lamp crashes. Beauregard's eyes widen as he looks upon you, this assailant. You raise your finger and say,
Your mother sent me.
roll, and you have to convince him of this. It's going to take a charm test.
Okay.
This test is going to be arduous.
Ooh. Alright. Yeah. That makes sense. 19% chance to succeed. No.
We turn back toward the warehouse. Back where we just were.
All right, so we're done talking to this guy? Are we walking somewhere else?
Yeah, we're gonna walk over the other place, I thought.
Yeah. So like once we kind of like walk out of earshot of the other guy, so I think Beauregard's definitely in on this thing. I mean, it makes sense. All the barrels that have gone missing been from him.
What gave you the hint to that?
I mean, I'm just saying it's like concrete now.
Look, Lady Sybil already guessed this like 4 hours ago.
Sure,
and
but we got a lot more evidence now.
she's right. This kid's in on it.
What are they going to use all
with
that gunpowder for?
That's the question.
Take down the bourgeoisie, eat the rich. We haven't seen the signs posted everywhere. Come on.
I mean, I didn't see the signs. They didn't open up my eyes.
I saw the signs.
I saw the signs.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
I'm all about it.
You hear this rhythmic clinking, like the sounds of kettles clattering together, like pockets of coins slinking back and forth in a number of purses. As you see these 5 grim-looking men, head to toe clad in chain armor, carrying hammers at their waist and shields at their back, walking in unison toward you. You can hear their boots walking across the gravel. They're approaching with a lantern, a iron wrought lantern with the light glowering directly into your eyes.
Don't turn around, just walk away.
No, we're not doing anything wrong. Oh, there.
Hail?
Hail yourself. You're not from around here, are you? The man says. You can't really see him. You can only see the shadows of them because they get the light pointed right in your face.
No, we're the rat catchers. Probably heard of us in the, whatever that penny dreadful bullshit that they keep writing about us.
We don't read the Engage around these parts.
Well, I don't read it either.
Yeah.
But
Good.
we're here to help the lady who lost her son.
They kind of look among one another for a moment. You can only see
Chadwick.
the shapes of their heads. They kind of look back.
Bo-
Beauregard Chadwick.
Cheswick.
Whatever their names are. So we were just here talking to the Dunman, because that's where she said to go speak to. We're going to go over to the next place now.
I'm gonna step a bit to the side just so I can kind of see them.
You guys are doing good work.
Appears to be a group of men and women.
We agree with what you're doing. Keep your burrow safe. We're trying to do the same in ours. Great job. We'll see you later.
Ho, one of the men says as you're ready to leave.
I already said ho.
You work for Lady Cheswick. Lady
That's right.
Philippa.
You can
You have a
go-
letter of marque on you, citizen.
Do I have a what?
A letter of marque.
I don't even know what the hell that means.
He wants to know if we have any proof that she hired us. None?
Go up to the gate. You can talk to the guard. What the hell's her name?
Oh, you're talking about my friend, Rael?
I'm not interested in talking to Riel. Interested in talking to you.
Well, you are talking to
You're
us.
already talking to us, buddy.
Well, let's go and we can go talk to Riel.
The lantern drops and they begin to slowly approach in unison. You can see that they're walking in military formation. The hackles on your neck rise almost instantly.
I'll pull out this big giant sword. You boys move any closer to me, and we're gonna have a different type of conversation.
As you draw your sword, they kind of fold into a kind of a V shape in a vanguard, and they draw their shields and swords with alarming alacrity, and their shields lock together.
Listen, it's a short walk to the estate. There's no need for this. It's
Put
like
your sword down, outsider.
5 paces that way.
No.
Let's all go.
You did raise yours first.
Stand where you are, outsider.
I
Let's validate this story now.
got a copy here of the Penny Dreadful. You want to look at it? It shows the story.
I'm not interested in reading your paper.
I'm just saying this is why we're here, right? This is proof of why we're here. Then we can go to talk to the Lady Cheswick, and she'll tell you
Okay.
the whole story.
What do you want?
Hold for a moment.
It's real simple.
Can I speak?
Sure.
Can I speak? And she looks at them too.
They appears there's kind of like a Wallstanian standoff, as they say, between Wilson and them. They're kind of waiting.
Alright. For one, here comes an absolute truth, and you know this. If you are actually a militia, you know that there's dangers that we cannot necessarily state. So, my friend here, bringing a weapon when you approach us aggressively is obviously going to be a standard response. Now, if you would like, we can go speak to Rael, the guard, for the lady, if you would need to see that. No, she did not give us a writ of marque. I assume, standardly, that would not be the case in this kind of area.
Maybe you can speak to your people and Market Hill with that fancy talk, but when it comes to the smelt stacks, outsider, I'll have none of it.
Really? Really? Fancy talk? I'm talking plain. You're the ones that are approaching us aggressively.
Keep talking, woman.
Fine, I will.
Lady
Can we
Sibella.
walk and
Or,
talk?
sorry, Lady, sorry. Lady Cheswick, you say.
Yes.
Missing son.
Right.
Yeah.
Beauregard, right?
He's missing.
You didn't know about that?
A Beauregard comes around these parts often.
Yep.
You lower your weapon and we'll lower ours, the man says. No need for violence
turn
tonight.
it over and I'll put it into the ground.
Come on.
They all lower their shields and the hammers at their side.
Fine.
It's a quick walk.
I think we're trying to achieve the same thing here, outsiders.
That's what I told you in the beginning of this goddamn.
Yeah.
One of the elder men walks forward with a graying beard. These young lads are just itching for something. We're all on the edge. Forgive me.
There's plenty of
Forgive
things
us.
for you to fight, not necessarily those that are just walking.
Well, let's.
Well, no offense, outsider, but these warehouses have been robbed left and right since the eternal night fell, by folk armed like you. It's not often we find outsiders walking around with swords in our streets.
You picked them up the same we did when the darkness came up, so don't try to go against those who are trying to meet the same end.
Oh, young lassie, don't try getting trifling with me. I'm just simply telling you now that there's folk robbing these warehouses looking the likes of you.
Yep, they were doing the same thing in our area, and we killed them.
And we're trying to stop
Maybe you
it.
should read that sheet about the
River
rat
rats?
catchers. Yeah,
Oh, we drowned a few of them bastards out in the river ourselves.
yeah,
Good.
same here.
They're on the same side. This is great. Fuck those
And at
guys.
that point, Sabella pulls her cloak back up again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pull
we
one
know.
of those right off him. It's a fancy cloak.
Oh, wait.
Actually, that's where you got that from.
Cool. That's where that Zweihander came from. And then, do we have the jar? I think. Oh, you have the head.
No.
We got this head to jar!
It's back.
It's on, man.
No, it's
Damn
back.
right.
It's at the
Carry
bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Remember
on
now
tap.
Warren's
it's a-
parlor.
Oh, yeah, it's at the bar.
Yeah. It's a centerpiece.
So, Lotte, you're doing business for Lady Cheswick.
Yep.
And she's hiring outsiders, I see. That makes sense, I suppose.
I think she's, when your kid goes missing, you do whatever you need to do to, get it done.
I didn't realize that he was gone.
Yeah, apparently it's been a couple days. You said you seen him around? Where you seen him around?
The fella's queer. Wondering
Oh, yeah.
about he does. Finds himself the companionship. Don't take the man for, that kind, you see.
Well, he's 17 years old. Those kids, you call them men, but yeah, sometimes they only got one thing on their mind. The things I hear in a locker room, ugh.
Listen, outsiders. Let's just let this one pass. You do your business.
Yeah.
Do what you're doing. Just, best to carry a lantern around these parts. Only thieves skulk about without light.
Well, there's enough light. You don't need it.
Well,
Have you been to any of the other districts?
Aye.
Well, then you know.
Don't argue with me, outsider. Just carry a lantern with you if you're going to go about your business here.
Fine.
all right.
We'll keep our lantern
That's
on.
all it takes.
It's easy
outsider.
enough.
So she lights her lantern.
Okay. There we have it.
Are we good?
Now I can see your faces.
Oh, you recognize this one? That's the long-armed killjoy. Timberwolves.
Circa Fields.
Yeah.
Arbor Grove, us.
Oh, well, they're a good team. Always give a challenge. We beat them every time, but, they could have a good fight.
Got their arses whipped last season.
Well, I didn't want to say they always ended in last place. But, you gotta respect them. They get out on the field every time. They run hard.
Roll a charm test. This will be routine.
Routine charm. All right, that's a 72. I want to re-roll that. I want to succeed once tonight. It was like an 81.
Had some weird rolls tonight.
That's a 26. Success. All right, there we go.
All right, now look.
I love that you're like, no, I will be a badass football
I'm gonna roll
player.
decent tonight.
No hard feelings. He
Oh, no.
approaches and shakes your hand.
Yeah, you guys doing a good job. I'm glad. Otherwise you get those goons like the river rats running around. No one wants that.
Just looking about these parts as we would.
Of course, I respect that.
All right.
All right,
Now go about your business and keep your lanterns lit.
sure will do.
He strokes his cop stash and they continue on their patrol.
Have a good night, insider.
Suck it.
So if they-
Fine. The one militia that's actually not trying to kill us for once. It's interesting.
So if they have a trade, would they be inside traders? Would you go to jail for that?
I don't know. You're all outsiders to me.
Accurate.
I don't know what they were talking about. It's like you tell them something, and in 10 minutes they get to the same point.
Yeah.
It's people wanting to fight. You want to fight too.
Well,
Oh yeah, I was ready to tell them.
I mean,
I know.
I was ready to talk.
Talk with my sword.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not against it. It's just, maybe we save the swinging until we actually need to kill the person.
I'm strangely comfortable with it.
there's
Yeah, me too.
Also, I would rather try to get to Hiram because who knows what hijinks he's getting into at his
Well, he
Hiram.
said not to come until it was 4 hours.
Well, maybe we keep an eye out from the outside of the companionship place. We'll stay outside of it.
let's be honest. How many plans of Hiram's have gone real well? The whole fiasco with the casino, and I mean, who knows? Maybe this one's gonna go well. We'll find out.
Oh shit.
Meanwhile, back in companionship.
It all worked out in the end.
Roper got his place back.
Yeah.
Beauregard stands there a bit
Didn't want his place back.
astonished.
Not a fucking word,
But
boy.
he stays there at the casino now as a guard.
Oh, in the head.
He stands there. Did you fail your test? You succeed.
I failed.
You fail. Okay. He kind of looks at you, and he takes off running.
I chase him.
He begins to hightail it as fast as he can to get out of here. As he's running across the gravel, and you kind of stumble over the body and begin giving chase after him. So let's do a short chase. It's going to be 1d10 plus your movement. He's the escapee. You're the pursuer. 6 plus 7, so 13.
It's gonna be a short chase.
Yeah, I was gonna say your movement's insane.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
18.
Oh, nice. Well, he doesn't make it very far. As you leap over the body and then you lunge out, go ahead and make a coordination or athletics test.
Okay.
This test is standard for you.
55. I'll reroll.
He
Okay.
won the race before it started.
Give me a coin, please.
Success.
Nice. You grab a hold of his yellow brocaded shirt, and he tries to escape. Gonna re-roll that, I think. Take that coin back. He's gonna try to get the hell out of here. Let's see if he can escape. Nope. You immediately take him down as you kind of both slide across the gravel, getting a mouthful of white dust and dirt. Ah! He says as he falls to the ground. Let go of me! I didn't do anything wrong!
Not yet.
Let go of me! He says as you kind of get his hands bound up. At about this point, you all find your way to the companionship outside.
Yeah, kind of sitting from a distance, like, is Hiram gonna screw up something? Or are we gonna...
He's got this man a knee on his back, and he's got this man who is clearly Beauregard, this young man, bound up, tied, roped up.
That was an easy 10.
Wait, nothing's on fire.
Slightly concerned as well. Are we sure that's Hiram?
I mean, broken
Hiram,
blocks.
you look up. He looks like an animal that's been caught in the midst of the night, like a deer ready to bound off. As his head looks up through the darkness, you see this strange flash in his eyes for a moment, even before your lantern meets him. And then you see as your lantern light passes over him, he's kind of crouched over him. You can see your friends.
Hey.
Well,
This man
I think
is
that's good work.
gagged and bound.
Where Cheswick's only son vanishes. As I thumb towards behind me.
I'm gonna, as we step up, I'm gonna look at his hands and see if he's missing any fingers.
You grab a hold of his wrist and look, no fingers missing.
So, whose hand you cut off?
You see his throat kind of straining like he's trying to yell for help, help! He's no more than like literally 5 yards away from the backside of
I
companionship.
think we should
banging
get
in
out of here
shadow.
and take this
Not
boy
a
back
fucking
to
word,
us.
boy. I told you.
I'll lean in and I'll whisper to him. You know what happens when you yell around this Yabra, right? It gives us a license to take your soul.
Roll an intimidate test. This will be easy.
I can't desist.
Let's see.
You gotta hype him up.
Sure. Do you have an intimidate skill?
Oh
Right?
yeah, I do too.
I don't have intimidate,
Yeah.
so I would help,
Okay.
but I don't have it.
And you'll gain 1 corruption.
Yeah.
Fair.
There.
I'll take the 38. That's a success.
All right.
He kind of stops.
Oh, it was so tasty. No, keep going.
All right. So
Well,
they're in there.
who's in there?
The ones that was
like we're in the back, right?
Yeah.
Can I see the
No.
person that's passed it?
Yeah, you see the person who's been knocked out cold right in the front
what
door.
is that?
there.
I'm outnumbered. Let's do this now.
But what if there's more of them coming back here?
If they see this body, it's on. We got about 2 minutes before they come.
I think I agree. Need to go in and take them out.
What are they doing with the gunpowder?
I don't even want to know.
All right,
Well,
boss.
I suppose if they're gonna blow up something, we might as well take them out.
I mean, yeah, let's tie this one up here real quick. Anyone got any rope?
We'll just. He's already tied up. We'll bring him into the kitchen and leave him there while we handle everything.
Finkelstad has rope. She always has rope.
So we're going inside? Alright.
Tightens it. Like one does with the belt. Snap.
Snap.
Oh,
You
snap.
sneak into the back kitchen. Will you take Beauregard with you? Will you tie up the other person in here?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Shut the door and bar it.
You shut the door, you bar it, and you bind up this person with street clothes on, no weapon, a pouch full of maybe a handful of brass pennies at best. Rough hands, calloused, probably a worker of sort, sunburned. Well, not sunburned, but dark-skinned, well-muscled. You close the door. Clunk. They're now bound. Beside them, Beauregard. God, what's his last name? Sorry, I'm drawing.
Cheswick.
Beauregard Cheswick.
I want to call him
It is-
Chadwick every
I know,
time.
Chadwick.
Cheswick.
Beauregard Cheswick in his fancy yellow brocaded jacket and rapier, bound up beside him. Two odd fellows at that. This
Barnaby,
person-
you stay here. Either of them tries to get away, bite the shit out of him. Good boy.
Dog is slobbering all over.
I just pat him on the head. Good boy.
Alright.
What are you gonna do?
Take the lead there.
Champ.
Well,
It's
okay.
pretty freaking dark in here, but there's light on the other side of that door. You ready?
I'll wait for my eyes to adjust and I see it. Then, yep,
You first.
Burst in the door
Okay.
with weapon drawn.
yep.
Okay.
Right behind.
Are you set to swinging?
With the shield.
Well, yeah, that's what he told
Okay.
me. She told me to do it.
Let's do it.
The door bursts open, and inside the companionship, you can see that all the chairs have been turned up on the tables, save for one table where there are these kind of dark-skinned looking lumberjacks, and they have this kind of paper laid out on the table, and they have these kind of little chess pieces up on it. None of them are armed, by the way, and not far from them is the aging madam of the companionship as Wilson readies his sword, ready to plow through whatever moves before him, and we will continue next week.
Yeah,
So,
very
100 reward points, everybody.
Yeah.
Slaughter.
So anyways, start blasting.
Anyway, start blasting.
Well, sometimes.
We never jump into things. I love this.
It's kind of fun.
The boss said to jump in, so
Why not? You know what?
she's had a bad night.
If on occasion I don't give in to Hiram,
Like
Gotta throw him a bone sometime.
sometimes you gotta jump right in because
I mean,
normally
his
fight
plan
the
was working
herd.
so well right now.
Nah, it's gonna be social.
That's a
intrigue.
good one.
I think that's another point, isn't it?
Adam.
What's
It's an
that?
advance, isn't
Another
it?
advice.
Yep.
Is that tree?
Yeah, that's 3 into this.
My second skullduggery rank.
Yeah. Oh boy! So, let's see.
Let's see.
Currently 2 p.m.
Chaos.
In just one
Oh,
moment.
Corruption, I mean.
I guess I can move my This is the first game session I've had no corruption. Told you I was gonna try and be.
Good boy.
Yeah, so corruption for tonight is 9. So let's talk about tonight. We kind of move quickly through this, which is kind of fun. Wasn't expecting that. Let's start first with Wilson tonight. Get the far end of the table. We're gonna start with you because you're closest to the initiative board.
Okay. Wilson's kind of intrigued by the whole, like, I don't think he really understood that there was dreams going on. So now he's kind of engaged. I mean, we didn't have much besides he liked to break shit. I like to break shit. It was kind of our kindred spirit. Now I'm going oh wait, this is interesting. I'm looking forward to kind of going through the stages of these things.
Yeah.
Because it feels like we have steps instead of wandering around in the darkness.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I think if anything, it does give credence to this weird dream that he had. Like this weird path has been laid before you, and not in a metagamey way either. Like, it's very curious from characters' perspectives. Like, it is truly unusual. So they talk about the Eternal Night being strange. This seems really strange. So if we can remove the meta for a moment, like, think about what your characters may be thinking about this whole situation.
Yeah.
It is weird. Suspiciously weird.
Suspiciously weird that everything that he's dreaming we're having, like, we're being tied to.
Yeah.
But to me, it seems like it's kind of giving us a path to solve this madness instead of, like, seriously, from character perspective and personally, it feels like we've just been stumbling around in the dark.
Literally.
Because that's literally what we've been doing.
A little bit of that. We're gonna, this thing about starting a new adventure, especially in like a sandbox that Slaughter Pine is there's so many different threads to pull on, all need to be tugged on. And the choices you've made have led you to this. It's not, you've not been driven anywhere.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
That's not it.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not contesting that, by the way. I'm just saying it's just this is a very different pacing than what we're accustomed to as a gaming group, but also from the character's perspective, there is the beats of which things were happening would be unusual. So that's good insight. Yeah, and I think to that point that you made earlier too about Wilson's thoughts. I mean, it definitely lends credence to this weird dream that Hiram's having. Yeah. Let's move next to Lady Sabella. Also, but first, before we talk, I like your Ouija shirt. Where'd you get that?
My Halloween shirt. Actually, I wear it all the time. I pretend it's Halloween. It's 365. No,
Because every day
it is.
Halloween.
So, anyways, as far as how Sabella's feeling, so she's kind of sitting on the precipice between both her Chaos and Order ranks, which is candor versus martyrdom. So at this point, she's just kind of done with bullshit and just willing to throw herself into things. Because I figure that's probably about the middle ground between the two. So, like, she kind of called it. She kind of figured the son's obviously in on this. Like, this is an overprivileged kid whose mommy didn't pay attention. She's probably seen it before, having been, like, upper but not upper class, upper middle class, I guess. And so she's just kind of done with it, and she's getting tired of all the backhanded bullshit that she keeps running into. So she's just like, you know what? Maybe Harm's right, at least on this one. Like, I'll give in to this one for once, and we'll just run in. Screw it. So I think she's kind of there right now with this, because like I said, once again, it's the rich playing around with the poor in her mind, because Beauregard is the rich when it comes down to it in her head. So that's kind of where she's at.
What about for Lester?
So Lester, I feel like, being lowborn, he's far more superstitious than maybe some of the others in this group. And so he's totally convinced that, like, everything here, like the prophecy, like, is him, like he's gonna be the championship team, like, that saves the day. Like, so he obviously thinks that something weird is definitely gonna happen.
Any given Sunday.
And so, like, it almost seemed like to him, it would, like, even though he, like, knew that Lady Sabella was probably correct, he's like, it's too simple. There's gonna be some weird mystic shit going on here, and we're gonna save the day. And that's what's gonna be great about it.
And it's just normal.
Gotta keep my name in the papers somehow, right?
Lester's been very. I would say that you've probably been the of all the players on the table, you've been surprising the one who tends to disarm situations fairly quickly.
Well, yeah.
Which is interesting, not just in a comedic way, but also like it's a fun dynamic. I really enjoy seeing that dynamic around the table.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been good at that.
Because he's fought, like, that was his thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, getting into fights every time he's in a brawl, in the blood balls and whatnot. Like, if he doesn't have to get in a fight, if he's not getting paid to be in a fight, he's not going to be in a fight.
You use your celebrity to your advantage.
Right. Like, hey, I'm Lester Long Arm Killjoy. I like your hat. Say hi to your mother for me. Like he's
Say hi to your mother.
Say hi to your mother for me. Here's a ball, champ. It's signed. Keep that. This is a collector's item. I made that myself. So like,
somebody might actually take offense to say hello to your mother for me. You do understand that, right? That reference is,
only if you do it like this.
Yeah, that
That
reference means something different.
Yeah, no, but yeah, and so he's trying to do that because I mean, we see Dr. Drake enough. We don't need to see him more often than we need to.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll be really interested to see what happens next session. Just real quick aside.
Yeah.
This is either going to be a slaughter or it's going to be...
It'll be social intrigue because that's the way this team works.
It depends. I mean, it's up to you all. I mean, I think I will say this. I think it's good to be impulsive. I think it's
right. We've never done that.
Yeah, I'm serious. I think it's a good thing too, and
it makes things interesting.
And I will be fully transparent here. The lever I saw tonight to drive you toward impulsiveness is to put you in a really challenging situation with the Smelt Stack Militia.
Yeah.
To stoke some of that.
We were a little
ire. Yeah.
A little angry.
If I can kill some. Yeah.
All right, let's go kill someone now.
Yeah, so that worked out really well. But yeah, I think it pays to be impulsive. I think it pays to have that kind of person who helps kind of counterbalance that impulsiveness. I think we've played enough games where Nick has been the leader and it's just about decision making, doing something, and moving forward. But things don't always have to be complicated, and that's okay too. So, but we'll see what unfolds next session. Obviously, let's move next to Chuckles.
Chuckles is starting to get a little tired of human beings. He's like, I'm getting tired of this life. Like Dr. Manhattan.
It's too humany out here.
Too humany.
It takes a short stint of time of some darkness for people to fall into complete complete total disregard for each other, and he's starting to think, okay, well, yeah, they disregarded us when they came to the forest, and so here we are wandering around where we can all see each other, and they don't take us at our word, and they call each other outsiders when they're all outsiders here. It's kind of starting to. He's starting to get a little tired of it, and find if everyone else is gonna resort to such things, then he was kind of hoping to see him take 2 or 3 heads off of that Zweihander. I mean, he did finally get. He tried once. He was like, "No, what do you want?" And when they ignored him, he was like, "Oh, they want their heads to come off."
They're asking for it.
Well, I think we're now technically 69. 69 days into the Eternal Night, so anxieties are getting high.
Right.
Right.
So
we saved her 3.5 weeks, almost 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap, that's right.
Yeah.
Wait, who did we? What?
The judge. The magistrate.
Order magistrate.
The dog.
The dog.
The
The
dog lady that we saved.
Maybe I haven't been keeping track of my days. How long ago was the fight on the docks?
So
Which one?
You started on
2
2 days
weeks
later.
ago.
It's now been 69 days since the coming of the Eternal Night.
The
Fight on the docks would have been about 10, 15 days ago.
Dwight.
Yeah, it was like
10 or
12,
15 days ago.
maybe 12 days
Maybe
ago.
12.
Okay. All right. I haven't been keeping track of my days.
We spent a lot of days in the sewers.
Yeah. I just haven't been keeping track of my days. I've been uninjured for a long time now.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah, we should.
You were favoring.
I'll need you to help me track that. If you're injured, that's on you. Just to be clear, I need you to track your own injuries, but remind me, and I'll tell you what day we're on, so we can figure out.
You've had
we can figure out where you're at for where you're at for recovery. So it sounds like you're recovered.
Oh yeah, it was supposed to be 9 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're recovered.
I've been just having that injury for a little too long.
Like,
I
so
don't really
you're
mind.
just favoring it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all.
exactly.
Phantom
just-
pains.
Yeah, we'll just fix it now and then go forward. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of where he is. His rancor's setting in. You know, he tried the whole the thing I've been leaning into this whole time, charity. He tried that. It's not working. It's just not working.
So before we move to Hiram, just out of curiosity, did you go up in order rank or did you go up Chaos rank?
Order.
Okay. Once you hit 10 Chaos rank, you're going to gain Fear of the Dark.
Damn it. That's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been slowly seeding this in, and I think tonight was when I made a note. I was like, drive it home. It's literally the post-it I gave myself today at work, drive it home. So, yeah, the thing.
So they don't clear though, right?
What's that?
They don't clear.
Only one track clears. They don't both clear. One track clears. So that actually gives us an opportunity to use more drawbacks and disorders in the game now. That's an update to the rules in Starter Kit. So you'll have... So it gives us an opportunity, one, to get... You'll battle whether you're not like, oh, I either get a fate point or I get a drawback. Now, so I can get fate points and drawbacks at the same time.
Right.
It's actually better in the game for the long run because it allows us to use a lot of rules that we don't typically get an opportunity to really touch.
Oh, what are you talking about? Nick gets drawbacks all the
Corruption accrues, it never goes away.
Right.
I like it.
I like it.
Yeah, your chaos ranks always accrue.
Yeah.
They
Or
will
chaos ranks,
yeah,
I
they'll
should say.
ranks. Obviously, they reset. So, like, if you look either side of your character sheet, you have order ranks and chaos ranks. And the old rules, it used to be once you gain 10 on either side,
They went
both
to zero.
go away and
Yeah.
they go down to 0. Now it's just once you get 10, that those go away, but the other ones stay.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. So characters will accrue more drawbacks, but allows us to also use those rules more often too.
The world touches you, and it will corrupt you eventually.
So, with that quick rules aside, let's talk about Hiram's Night.
I think, like, with this order rank, or this gaining of the fate point, this kind of narratively is kind
Oh,
of...
you get a fate point tonight?
Yes.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
I think what this means narratively is, you know, he's having this prophecy. He foretold this prophecy, and he's not only foretelling a prophecy, but he's bringing it to reality. So it's like the fates, the gods, whoever is, you know, guiding his hand. He's the chosen one. To a degree, I
You're
guess.
the god of fate and fortune is.
Yeah.
The Night Father.
Mm-hmm.
A fickle god is he.
So I think, like, Hiram is, like, thinking that he's being guided by some higher power. Because everything's happening that he even foretold. And he actually succeeded tonight. That can't be right.
That's right. It's actually not day 69, it's day 49.
Oh, okay.
49, not 69, but you are in fact recovered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry, not 69, it's 49.
I thought we were a little further.
I was like, wow, no, I was like, this isn't right. And I had to check back through my old notes. It's 49. We're on day 49 now.
Okay.
We started at 28 days later.
just wanted 69 so bad.
So 49 days since the fall of the
We
Eternal
just
Night.
wanted to talk about 69.
Yeah.
Not really, but I mean, so above board question. Is this moving at a generous pace for you all?
We got tonight.
Tonight, particularly.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Are we moving slower than expected?
No.
Given the storyline?
No. So I was talking. Well, I can't say about that, but I think we're moving through the campaign in a pretty steady pace, which is good.
Yeah.
If we think about like the first 4 sessions, took us a while to kind of get up and spinning up and running, and then eventually like we brought that first quest to its end.
Yeah.
Fairly quickly. And then we have my observation is that we had like a slow start, and then we have like these kind of intermittent pauses throughout to do things. Then we get like back into the next quest. But it's not that there's a meta reason to drive you through these so quickly. It's that there is a bigger thematic reason.
Yeah.
There's a silver thread that will tie this together at some point that'll make sense. But a lot of it still has to do with your choices. A lot of it is still, I mean, this, once again, this is a sandbox. It's just a matter of which thread you want to, which way you want to go. And that's the pace in which you'll determine the pace of the game. Like, the only preparations I make is you make your choices, I do some research because it's a huge fucking manuscript, and then I'm like, okay, I think I'm prepared. Then I print out in front of me, we're ready to rock. So I'm pleased with the pace, and I'm glad to hear that you are too. I think this, especially because this is a different pace than what we normally run, I think it's a nice, refreshing change. Typically, we spend sessions deciding what to do. Mm-hmm. That's not the case here.
Yeah.
So we as players are making different choices, but there's also a legitimate in-character reason too. It's like we're being really fucking paranoid.
That's why I kind of like this quest line, because it had like a sense of urgency. Like,
yes,
we need to do this thing by the next day, or this thing is happening tonight. So
yeah, midnight.
It's like let's hurry up and get this.
It's 2 p.m. It's not midnight yet.
Yeah, let's hurry up and get this done.
Yeah, like Lister wanted to like search that lady's room because like obviously she's in on it. So, but we could have found some more evidence, but we didn't need to because Hiram rolled the dice, came up crit, and now we got our hands on the sun.
Hands on the sun. We got another one tied up, so everybody in this room we can just kill.
I mean, that's 60 gold. All we got to do is deposit.
We will finish this quest line very quickly.
Speed runs.
That's right. Speed run. The
Crouching
quest.
God will get at least one new servant.
That's right. Okay, so we'll wrap up here. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll see you all next week for session 15 of Memento Mori. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.